And what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the MLB Live Play-by-Play. Like I said, I was live earlier with the Cubs and the Pirates. My apologies, I'm really drawing a blank on that. Let me kind of fix the over here. But yeah, so welcome to my third Yankees game that I've done so far here on the channel, and we're also coming to live on the Spotlight Sports streams as well. If you guys are new, definitely smash the like button. Also, hit that subscribe button, guys, are new, and definitely share out the content. Every little bit helps, and come check most all of us out here on the Spotlight Sports Network as well. All that is linked down below in the description. So, like I said, welcome to the Subway Series between the Mets and the Yankees. Obviously, two New York teams are going to be battling out. Like, who's going to be pretty much the top dog in pretty much the state of New York? And I said this to in my previous stream that for me, I said I'm probably going to have to give it to the Yankees. In terms of what kind of talent that they have. Like I said, it's going to be close between these two teams, but I feel like the pitching for the Yankees, I think, is going to be pretty much what's going to set it up. Because, look, Mets have some decent pitching as well. They still got Tyler McGill. They got Max Scherzer. They're getting whenever they're going to get DeGrom back, that's going to remains to be seen. And, I just feel like, I think the Yankees always know how to kill the Mets in the Subway Series, but I'm not talking on that. So let's kind of bring up this scoreboard and let's kind of go over the starting lineups between these two teams. So for the Yankees, you got DJ LeMahieu leading off. You got Aaron Judge hitting second, Anthony Rizzo hitting third, Gleyber Torres hitting fourth, Matt Carpenter hitting fifth, Josh Donaldson sixth, Aaron Hicks seventh, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa hit eighth, and then the Jose Trevino hit ninth. And then, obviously, the Yankees got Jordan Montgomery on the bump for the Yanks. But for the Mets, you have Brandon Nimmo leading off, Starling Marte hitting second, Francisco Lindor hitting third, Pete Alonso hitting fourth, Mark Canha hitting fifth, Eduardo Escobar hitting sixth, Jeff McNeil seventh, J.D. Davis eighth, and they got Tomas Nido hitting ninth. And then also got Taijuan Walker, who's making his 17th start with a 7-2 record, an ERA at 2.55 and 91 2/3 innings pitched, 73 strikeouts to 25 walks, with a whip at 1.09. But from third to first, obviously Escobar at third, Lindor at short. You got Jeff McNeil at second, obviously Pete Alonso at first base. Then from left to right in the outfield, you have Mark Canha in left, Brandon Nimmo in center, and Starling Marte in right for the New York Yankees. And obviously you got Tomas Nido behind the plate, catching Taijuan Walker. All right. Shout out to the seven six total viewers in this stream. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. What is good, Blue City? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in, even before I started the stream. So I greatly appreciate that. And the first pitch to LeMahieu is in there for the call, strike one. So we are underway for the Subway Series. So LeMahieu hit 283 with 9 home runs, 37 RBIs, and an 801 OPS, which he's been a consistent hitter throughout his career. And the 0-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner for a call, strike two. So no balls and 2 strikes to DJ LeMahieu. Shout out to the 4, though. And the 0-2 pitch, and that's shot on the ground right back to Walker. And Alonso covering the first base bag, and that's out number 1. So 1 away here for the Mets defense. So before the All-Star break, Taijuan Walker a 7-3 record with an ERA of 2.66, allowed only 6 homers, 95 strikeouts to 30 walks. But after the All-Star break, he has an 0-8 record with an ERA of 7.13 and gave up 20 homers with 51 strikeouts to 50 walks. So now here comes Aaron Judge, who at this point, and Judge fouls the first pitch back at 95 for strike 1. So no balls and a strike to Aaron Judge. So far this year, hit 294, 37 homers, 81 RBIs, and a 1095 OPS for Aaron Judge. Which is crazy enough as it seems. And that misses inside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Aaron Judge here against Taijuan Walker. That's crazy. And Walker kicks the deal to 1 pitch, misses outside for ball 2, 2-1 to Aaron Judge. Shout out to the 6, though. Really appreciate that.
And since a matchup between Houston and New York almost seems inevitable, it would matter which of the two had the home field in a possible best of 7.
And the 2-1 pitch. And Judge chops it foul, so it counts even 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the, let's be real, I think the best front runner for the AL MVP, because you really think about it, the dude. And I looked at the Yankees history. Man, that is crazy that he might either tie or could potentially break the home run franchise home run record with 61 set by Roger Maris. And that pitch skipped in the third. Now it's a full count on Aaron Judge. Shout out to the 11 people watching the stream. I greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate it a lot. So now it's a 3-2 count on Aaron Judge here. And Judge hits it to deep right, and that is gone. That is home run number 38 for Aaron Judge. Well, that didn't take long. Aaron Judge gets the Yankees on the board on the solo shot. So 112 miles is the exit velo and went 423 feet to deep right center at Citi Field. Hey, welcome, Lou. I mean, who else better to hit a solo shot against my hated division rival as an NL East rival? Thank you, Judge, for that. I'm just So now here comes Anthony Rizzo. Now coming up. Oh, ain't that the truth? Hey, kid, you weren't around in 62. And Rizzo to the deep left. And that is gone. Back-to-back shots goes to Yankees. That is number 23 for Anthony Rizzo. So 103 miles an hour off the bat, and it went 374 feet to left. So Judge and Rizzo go back-to-back, and then the Yankees are up 2-0 over the New York Mets. And here comes Gleyber Torres now coming up, the number 5 hitter, or 4 hitter, I should say, in the Yankee lineup. Takes a fastball right down the middle, showing the fastball right down the middle to Judge, and he takes it the other way. That's the crazy part, though. You would think he would take it. And Torres pops it to shallow center. Nimmo would make the catch for out number 2. So 2 away here in the top of the first. And just drives it the other way. That's what Rizzo will do. I mean, if you're not watching some of his years with the Cubs, he will do that too. Because he'll try to advise you, say you can't do that 3 times. Now we got Matt Carpenter, the number 5 hitter, now coming up. So far, 323 average, 14 homers, 35 RBIs, and 1270 OPS for Matt Carpenter. And the first pitch to Carpenter misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes to Matt Carpenter. Hey, shout out to the Philippines coming through. Thank you so much, Jerome. Appreciate you tuning in. And that's in there for call strike at the bottom of the zone. So he counts not even a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Matt Carpenter. And for those who are just tuning in, Aaron Judge and Anthony Rizzo go back to back to put the Yankees up 2. And that is a shot of a foul ball down. Now it's down to the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes goes Matt Carpenter. Shout out to the 14 total people watching the stream or tuning in, especially from the Facebook page. I greatly appreciate that. Now it looks like we had a broken bat, apparently. That's crazy. Shout out to the 10 people though tuning in. I greatly appreciate that. 8 at home, 6 on the road. And then you got Josh Donaldson now coming up, watching on deck for the 2 outs here at the top of the first. And the 1-2 pitch. That is shot to the ground to the right side. Alonso will underhand flip it to Walker for out number 3. Well, that didn't take long for the Yankees to do damage. To the bottom of the first we go. So Aaron Judge and Anthony Rizzo go back to back off of Taijuan Walker. To the bottom of the first we go. Shout out to the 10 that is in this stream. Greatly appreciate everybody coming in, though. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, the fact that Judge could be a potential be on the basically on the road to let's be if it can I think he can do it. I think he can definitely think he can reach Roger Maris's record. Do I think he can break it? It's possible, but I feel like he might tie it better, or he could possibly break it. Like I said, anything can happen, especially the kind of season that Judge is having, which is crazy. Well, it's not crazy, but it's impressive. You know what I mean? For a guy, let's be real, that was surprisingly a 32nd overall pick. And obviously, you know, or actually, I think overall, but also was part of, you know, that draft pick that turned out to be the Judge where that he was drafted was after Swisher went to Cleveland. And obviously, I think the Yankees realized, you know, I think they actually had a special talent in Judge. And that's for that. I mean, let's be real. The dude is a legit MVP in the American League. There's no doubt, no if, ands, or buts about it. I think he has the complete package to be, a multi-time MVP in the American League? I definitely think so. But as a Phillies fan who hates the Mets more than anything, and most of the NL East rivals, man, I love to see. Man, I think most Phillies fans would love to see it. That's just me. That's just where I will stand on that. But I still appreciate everybody that's been kind of tuning in and coming in, though. Hey, what up, Keith? Thank you for tuning in. And obviously, like I said, Judge and Rizzo go back to back. To really kind of just really put some damage on Taijuan Walker. And Taijuan Walker, I'll kind of get my thoughts on him a little bit. He's okay, but he's not the greatest by any stretch. There are times where he had some of his inconsistent years. I mean, dude also dealt with injuries, but what player hasn't? But obviously, like I said, I mean, for those who are just coming in, I'll redo the Mets line. We have Brandon Nimmo leading off. Starling Marte hitting second. You got Francisco Lindor hitting third. Pete Alonso fourth. Mark Canha fifth. And the first pitch from Montgomery that's in there for Cole strike one. And then you had Eduardo Escobar hitting sixth. Jeff McNeil seventh. J.D. Davis eighth. And Tomas Nido will round out the bottom of the order for the New York Mets. So Nimmo this year hit 266 with 9 homers, 33 RBIs with a 7.7 OPS. And the 0-1 pitch. That's it there at the Eastern. Called strike two. No balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Nimmo, the Mets leadoff hitter. Shout out to the 12, though. That's in the stream, especially coming from Facebook, though. I greatly appreciate that. I do. So a 3-2 record, a 3.24 ERA from Montgomery, 108. Pretty much a huge innings eater. The Yankees, 103.1 innings. And the 0-2 pitch. That's at the knee. Oh, you missed that. Jesus. I hope not, because let's be real. I just want to see the Yankees spank the New York Mets. Because let's be real, I am the Mets' division rival. And besides, I think, like I said, I mean, I think Judge is the prototypical. I think he could be a multi-time MVP in the American League. And that's fouled off at 94. So now he counts a ball and 2 strikes on Brandon Nimmo. Shout out to the 14, though. Here at the bottom of the first. All right. So tomorrow, so the Mets got Scherzer going for them against the Yankees. And the 1-2 pitch. That is chopped foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still the count on Brandon Nimmo.
If all goes well, then he should rejoin the rotation, which he has not been part of since mid-season last year, sometime in the next several days. Be a huge pickup for the Mets. That hit back there, one of the best pitchers in baseball.
I think most teams would. I would definitely agree with that for certain.
Another 1-2 pitch to Nimmo.
And the 1-2 pitch, that is shot to foul. Damn. And now we got to
266.
shout out to the 16 people coming in and tuning in. Really appreciate that.
Followed by Starling Marte.
And they got Sir Marte on deck, and they got Lindor waiting in the hole for the New York Mets. So it's still a 1-2 count on Brandon Nimmo against Jordan Montgomery. And the pitch. And Nimmo fouls that out of play. Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count. So that's pitch number 7 from Jordan Montgomery here in the top and bottom of the first. At
South Carolina. 6'6", 228. Nicknamed Gumby because of his long limbs.
that makes sense. Shout out to the 18 though. And here goes the 1-2 pitch to the number once again. That is on the outside corners. Oh, Blue, you cannot be serious. How do you miss 2 potential strike calls? Woo, that's yeah. How do you miss that?
Like it had the outside corner, and it was above the knees. At least that's the way it appeared from here.
That's 2-2. And the pitch from Montgomery to Nimmo. That is lined out to center. And Judge makes a nice basket catch for out number 1 after a 9-pitch at bat from Brandon Nimmo. And Judge is really good, great defensively. Absolutely. Shout out to 17 though. Now here comes Starling Marte, the number 2 hitter for the New York Mets. So obviously Donaldson the third got So Carpenter at right, Judge in center, and Aaron Hickson left for the Yankees. Well, that's the outfielders for the Yankees. And the first pitch to Marte, and that's the foul ball for strike 1. So no balls on the strike to Starling Marte. Don't remind me. Shout out to the 23 though. And the 0-1 pitch to Marte. That's an easy inside corner for strike 2 at 94. Pitch number 11 from Montgomery here at the Mets. Shout out to the 17 though. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. So now we got an 0-2 count. And Montgomery kicks and deals. That's a ball skipped in the dirt for ball 1. So it's still a 1-2 count. Now it's a 1-2 count on Starling Marte. All right. And Montgomery's 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be deep left and gone. Sorry, Marte gets the Mets on the board. Gets one of those runs back on a solo shot. That is Marte's 10th of the year in a New York Mets uniform. So 106 miles an hour exit velo and went 353 feet to just straight left field. Shout out to the 12 though that's coming in though. Greatly appreciate that. And the first pitch to Lindor. That's a nice breaking ball in there for the call strike one. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Shout out to the 14 though. I greatly appreciate that. And that's now Lindor is now down to count no balls and 2 strikes. It's still a 2-1 ball game for those who are just tuning in. The 247 average, 16 homers, 66 RBIs. It goes Francisco Lindor. And the 0-2 pitch. That is chopped foul. So a 0-2 count on Lindor.
Starling Marte has been an excellent player for a very long time, but kind of an under-the-radar guy. Much of his career spent with the Pirates, who generally were not very good. Now a bigger stage in New York.
Now they will 0-2 pitch, and that's chopped foul by Lindor. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Now we got time called here before pitch number 18 has been thrown by Jordan Montgomery. And the 0-2 pitch. That skips in the dirt. That is ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Francisco Lindor.
This is Montgomery's 20th start. Modern baseball. 19 previous starts, 5 decisions. His record is 3-2.
And the 1-2 pitch. Is going to let it slide into right, and Matt Carpenter cannot make the play, and that's going to go down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases for Francisco Lindor. So it pulls into second base, but no problems with less than 2 outs here. And just took it the other way. So that's back-to-back hits that Jordan Montgomery has given up so far in about 17 or 18, 19 pitches. So that's the 14th double of the year for Shout out to the 10 though. So second, really appreciate it. I got Pete Alonso now coming up with the tie run on second base. And Montgomery kind of does an inside move and just keep Lindor close to second base. And the Mets fan base raining down boos on that try to pick off attempt. So 274 average for Alonso, 25 homers, 82 RBIs. And we got time called here by Trevino. Now we got more boos raining down by the Mets fan base. Yeah, that's good. And the first pitch to Alonso misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Pete Alonso. Yeah, shout out to the 12 though. Yeah, that is true. I mean, him and the fact that Alonso did that as a rookie is impressive. And the 1-0 pitch misses outside for ball 2-0 to Pete Alonso in the top bottom of the first with a 2-1 ball game between these two New York teams. It seems like the Mets are not fooled by the breaking balls uh, thrown by Montgomery. And the 2-0 pitch and a changeup in there for a call strike one. So 2-1 on Alonso. Counts 2 balls and a strike here. Bottom first with one out here. And it's a 2-1 ball game on a solo shot from Marte. And that's misses a bit inside for ball 3. So 3-1 on Pete Alonso. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's chopped on the ground. And that's going to be an extra base. That's going to tie the ball game up at 2. Well, that's going to be another extra base. So that's back 3 extra base hits for the New York Mets here. Absolutely. I was in shock. Look, I knew what Alonso was capable of because I've seen a lot of his tape at Florida when he was with the Florida Gators. I know the power that he possesses and the fact he did that, translating developed throughout the minors, and did what he did in his rookie year. And same with Judge. I mean, Judge. I mean, what else is there to say? Because there's really nothing bad you can say about Judge, though. But I will say, though, there are times it's like where he gets screwed on some pitches that are not strikes. Now game tied at 2. So we got one out here at the bottom of the first, and here comes Mark Canha. And the first pitch to Mark Canha is in there for the called strike one at the knees. No balls and a strike here. And we got to have better fastball command. I mean, and the 0-1 pitch misses out, and that's swung and missed for strike 2 by Mark Canha.
There have been 9 at-bats in this game for the 2 teams combined. 3 homers, 2 doubles.
So 270 average, 7 homers, 32 RBIs, and a 754 OPS for Mark Canha so far in his first year with the New York Mets. And I mean, even as watching Montgomery pitch at South Carolina, I wasn't really high on him because he just didn't really scream the kind of guy that will lead a rotation, so to speak. And, I mean, he's good, but he's not great. Like, I will leave it at that. So RBI leader. So Judge is now is one behind Pete Alonso for the all-time in the major leagues. All right. And the 1-2 pitch. Montgomery kicks and deals to Canha. That's in there for the called strike 3. So that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. Did
you ever have an umpire say to you, "Yeah, you might be right, but why should I continue to be wrong? I'm right this time."
That's close. Hey, look, like I said in the last stream, if it's 2 strikes, if it's close enough, like most times not, it's going to get called. It's a 50-50 pitch. So that's me taking it as I see it. But the first pitch to Escobar, it misses it down and in for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Escobar. He's already hit in 219 with 11 homers, 40 RBIs, and a 661 OPS so far in 2022 with the New York Mets. It's still somewhat an above average year for Escobar. I mean, And Escobar hits it to the left, and that's going to be gone. That's a 2-run shot, so that's 2 home runs given up by Montgomery as he. And now the Mets now lead at 4-2 over the New York Yankees. Damn that. Right now, the Yankees, but man, Jordan Montgomery is starting to stink. They're starting to stink up the joint. I'm sorry, but man, Jordan Montgomery is just not that guy, in my honest opinion, anyways. Like, if you had any better pitcher to go with the against the Mets, I mean, at this point, I can take anybody at this point. Because man, it's just like seems like Montgomery's leaving pitches over the heart of the plate, and yeah, like I said. Yeah, tell me about it, Keith. As a Phillies fan and from a pitching perspective, the fact he's leaving some of these pitches in the middle of the zone and just, a lot of these hitters are just timing them. And it's just, yeesh. And they're already up to 30 pitches so far thrown. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you have him be? It's like he's like the middle of the rotation kind of guy, but the fact that they rely on him a lot more than. Well, I know Garrett Cole's having somewhat of a better year, but it's just I don't know. I still can't. As someone like Montgomery, I still can't trust Montgomery. I mean, hell, even against his start against the Orioles, I thought he actually pitched pretty well against the Orioles. It's just sometimes some of the bullpen arms just couldn't just. Really kind of blew up a little bit. So now that's 32 pitches so far. Now it counts 2 balls and no strikes to Jeff McNeil. 11 balls and 21 strikes so far in this inning. Gee, for 32 pitches. Jesus Christ. And the pitch. And oh, damn it. And looks like McNeil will pop it up. Of course, now having early game technical difficulties. Never mind. Michelle left. So Hicks will make the catch. So there we go. So Montgomery pretty much stunk it up in the bottom half of the first, with the Mets now leading the Yankees 4-2, going into the top of the second. Shout out to the 16 though. Well, like I said, and like Keith said, it said it perfectly. Like, why? Actually, I want to definitely check to see the other matchups for the Subway Series, because man, I cannot place my faith in Jordan Montgomery. Hell, even in college, when I watched him pitch in college, like, it's just like I still couldn't trust him. It was below average in college, and to say the least. That's kind of where I stand on that. Oh boy, that's So it looks like the Mets had their best half of the inning, as it stands. Shout out to the 17 that's coming in though. I greatly appreciate that. So now, right now we are. So here we are going to the top of the second during a commercial break. With the Mets now down, or say Yankees down 2 to the Mets. Because now you got Josh Donaldson, Aaron Hicks, and Isaiah Kiner for left with the scheduled hitters for the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, he gets a quick first out, and for some reason he just could not get the other 2, which is crazy in itself, but and it's just he's, like I said, not that great. Like, and I know there's going to be some Yankee fans going to say, I mean, look, I don't think Jordan Montgomery is a bad pitcher, but he's not great. He's not great, but he's an above average one at best. I think he's just one of those guys that's pretty much an innings eater. Because you really think about it, I think the Yankees could use another starter in that rotation. Because Montgomery at best is nothing but as a bullpen guy. I think he is where he does some of his success. From one of them, not right. I haven't heard anything for that, but I do have I have a live stream for that. I will, yeah, I think me and Randall will kind of talk about that because, what do you call it? The Yankees are also kind of pushing for Soto, but I don't think that. I think they might pull out of that race. But we'll see what happens. I'll keep it. And the first pitch to Donaldson. Oh, nice chopped on the ground to short, and that's going to be an easy first out for Francisco Lindor.
They were down 2-0 in the top of the after the top of the first, and they came back swinging literally, and they've done great situational hitting.
Yeah,
and,
I mean it did show.
Really
if we do a little more talking, if you guys keep swinging at the first pitch, maybe Bob won't have any.
Okay, what are you doing there?
But let's not do that. Back to Bob Costas and one of the great softball coaches of our
So
team.
now here comes Aaron Hicks. After Donaldson grounds out to short. Yeah, first pitch of the second. And the first pitch to Hicks is in there for the call strike one. No balls in the strike on a breaking ball.
Brings up Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, both these offenses, they are coming out swinging the bats tonight.
Well, that misses for ball. Or that's in there for a call strike two.
I can't remember when we showed that stat in the first inning of pitcher that had those kind of splits from a first half to a second half last year, like Walker did. That is a
Yeah, I mean, some people. And the 0-2 pitch is fouled off by. Appreciate everybody tuning in, though. I greatly appreciate that. Count still no balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Hicks here after Josh Donaldson grounds out to Francisco Lindor on the first pitch he sees.
only hitting 161 and only 3 extra base hits off that pitch this year.
And the 0-2 pitch. And Hicks lines into the center for a base hit. So good look. So good piece of hitting by Aaron Hicks. Just to really just put the ball in play with 2 strikes. Things.
And we'll send it down to Matt Warner. Matt.
This is something of a homecoming for Isaiah Kiner Valletta, who claims the Hall of Famer Ralph Kiner as a 4th cousin. I cannot confirm that genealogically, but on his mother's side, apparently he's related to the Hall of Famer and longtime Mets broadcaster, as in 50 years plus, Ralph Kiner. Now, he grew up in Hawaii.
Hey, what's good? Let's go, Michael. I mean, yeah, that's the one idea that I've been seeing in Mets, and I know, trust me, they're just, I mean, Yankees fans are lucky because he's not even in the lineup. So that misses for ball 1 to Isaiah Kiner. So far, hit 272. There's no homers, 30 RBIs, and a 638 OPS. But obviously, tomorrow the Yankees do have Domingo Germán going in the Subway Series. And kind of inherits just like a light throw over from Taijuan Walker. So we're going to have to see what the Mets are going to be doing, especially for Game 2 of this part of the Subway Series. I remember the Subway Series being an entire 4-game set, not like he split into 2 and 2. And Kiner Falefa lines that into right center, and Hicks is going to go. Man, pulls up for third with less than 2 out, with 1 out here in the top of the second. So you got the tying run down on first base with the go ahead, and Jose Trevino now coming up with runners on the corners. It's an easy swing to the opposite field. He said nowadays, like, just people just want to learn how to pull it. So not just me. That's kind of a bit of a nitpick. But now we got Jose Trevino now coming up with 1 out here, top second, with runners on first and third. And the first pitch to Trevino misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. And you got the leadoff hitter, DJ LeMahieu, waiting on deck. So far, 264 average, 7 homers, 29 RBIs, and a 736 OPS for Jose Trevino. And another throw over just to keep Aaron Hicks close at first base.
this game.
Hmm.
And in 14 straight games, their starters have allowed 2 or fewer runs. Walker appears unable to continue that trend tonight.
Another throw over. Counts a ball, still a ball, no strikes after 2 pickoff attempts at first base, just to keep Aaron Hicks close to first. Because Aaron Hicks, I know he's I think one thing on his mind is just trying to. And now it's a two ball and two balls and no strike count. So starters in the month of July for the Mets, they have a 2.31 ERA, which is first in the Major League Baseball. They're second in strikeouts at 144. A WHIP at .99, which is second in the majors. That's in there for the call strike 1. So now it's count is a 2-1 count on Jose Trevino here in the top of the second with runners on the corners.
When he's right, that splitter is one of the most effective pitches in the major leagues.
Another throw over. And Connor Flip gets picked off at first base. Very. Eh. That's embarrassing. And the 2-1 pitch swings and misses for strike 2. Now it counts 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, exactly, Keith. That's very sloppy base running. Yeah, that's something you do not want to do as a team, is make mistakes on the base pass. Yeah, get picked off for first is embarrassing. Yeah, exactly. As Keith put it, it's sloppy. Sloppy play. Now it's a full count on Trevino. Well, that depends. It depends on which team wants Gallo. And Donaldson, I don't know what his the contract situation with Donaldson is. A prospect. Well, that depends on who your top. I know that I think the only Volpe's I know is your top prospect from what if I'm reading correctly, and that is a foul ball. So a full count. That's a good question, Jerome. That depends on who wants to take him. If it's possible, you definitely should go at Gallo out to anywhere at that point. Any bad team that wants him. I mean, like like a Washington or Oakland. Who else who are the other bad teams that I think that's there? Maybe Los Angeles. And that is a strike 3 called. And the Taiwan Walker, despite That's embarrassing. Like I said, that's embarrassing, man. The fact you blew it to try to get some more runs back, but kind of, hey, if it's possible, you could definitely throw IKF in that package as well. I would definitely throw IKF because let's be real. I mean, he's only good for defensive purposes. I mean, he's okay. It's a below average hitter, but what's the point of have a guy that's liability offensively but great on the defensive end? And for me, it doesn't work for me. Like that's just how I would see it. But then again, who knows? I don't know the mindset of Brian Cashman. But if there's any way, you could definitely throw a prospect, not Anthony Volpe, because I think that dude should be untouchable. Because I like what that kid brings from what I've read on Anthony Volpe. And I mean, if you get that's the Donaldson part. I don't know what to think about that because I don't know who's you definitely could actually. Then again, you could probably put who a third, which kind of makes. Then again, looking at that, it's like, yeah, but I still think, if you can throw Donaldson in there and get something decent in return, that is true. That's the downside of Gallo's and that's the downside of trying to trade Joey Gallo. Yankees would, and Keith said, I mean, look, I looked at the contract, say, yeah, I don't, man, Yankees are going to be in a tough situation, especially what I think his contract is bad for a guy that strikes. Then again, yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. But like I said, I mean, very good, and good observation too. I mean, IKF for me, it's just like, yeah, I would definitely move on from IKF for sure, because I mean, the fact that, well, I mean, I can't say because like I said, I do live in the Northeast, but I'm not near the New York area. I'm more in the Philadelphia, Tri-County, Delaware Valley kind of area. But having these out of market games kind of really help bring some new fans to the channel as well. But I will say though, I mean, it's just that was just very sloppy out of IKF. Now we're going to the bottom of the fourth, or sorry, second, I should say. So now I got JD Davis, Tomas Nido, and the top of the order. Now get these scheduled hitters for the New York Mets. And the first pitch is in there on the outside corner for called strike one on the breaking ball to JD Davis. So a 240 average, 3 homers, 20 RBIs, and a 677 OPS for JD Davis. And the pitch. That's chopped foul off the leg of Trevino. And the 0-2 pitch. That's chopped on the ground to short. IKF has it, would make an easy play to first for out number 1. And yeah, Tomas Nido now coming up with one away here. Hit 213, no homer, 16 RBIs, and a 495 OPS. Yeesh. And that swung and a miss for strike one, so no balls and a strike to Nido. And then he got Brandon Nimble waiting on deck for the New York Mets. And the pitch that swung and a miss for strike 2 at 94. So no balls and 2 strikes here. And the 0-2 pitch. That's chopped foul from Nido. Shout out to the 9 people watching the stream, though. I greatly appreciate it. And the 3 reactions on Facebook, too. I greatly appreciate all of that as well. So that was pitch number 39 from Jordan Montgomery, and we're getting ready for pitch number 40 as well. And that's fouled off once again. Still an 0-2 count on Nido. That was pitch number 40. Then he also got Starling Marte waiting in the hole after Brandon Nimmo. And the 0-2 pitch. That's chopped foul by Nido. Once again, so an 0-2 count. So the best records for the Mets through 96 games. In 1986, they finished with 66-30. Right now, they're at 59-37. They matched their 1984 record at 59-37. And 1988 and I think 2006, they had 58-36 in those years. And that's chopped foul once again by Nito. So still no balls and 2 strikes on Tomas Nito.
The Yankees, admittedly, have a 6-decade head start. They've won 40 pennants, and 27 times they've been the world champions.
I mean, the only 2 World Series pennants, 19 what? They had one in 1986, and I can't remember the other year. But they do have a pennant in 2016. Unfortunately, that didn't really turn out well for them. That's 20 minutes for strike 3. So that is strikeout number 2 for Jordan Montgomery. So that's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. So all-time Subway Series since regular season matchup since 1997. So the Yankees pretty much outbeat the Mets 76-58. The Yankees averaged basically 5 runs a game, a 257 team average, 172 homers, and a 408 team ERA. But for the Mets, 4.43 runs per game, 246 average as a team. And yeah. So the Yankees pretty much kicked the crap out of the Mets in the Subway Series. And the first pitch to Nimmo, that's chopped on to second base. LeMahieu would makes the easy play to first base, and that will be an easy 1-2-3 inning for Jordan Montgomery. Going into the top of the third. Oh boy. Appreciate the 11 total people coming in, though. I greatly appreciate that as well. All right. Shout out to the 9, though. All right, we're going to the top of the third. And you got LeMahieu. All right, not a problem, Wendy. Appreciate you tuning in. Technically, this is the Subway Series, actually, Wendy. The Subway Series, which is in New York, Livery, in Australia. Really? That's interesting. New York, somebody living in Australia trying to watch the Subway Series. Okay, hey, that's no problem. Hey, but appreciate it though. I really do. Like I said, man, if we can get I really appreciate some new people, like some new faces coming through, especially because let's be real, because my affiliates has been very, like I said in my previous stream for those who've been around. The reason why most of the time I do these, well, because I mean I know they're out of markings, but like I got at least cannot skip on the live streams though. I mean I do have a couple coming up later in the week, coming up this week in like a couple of days. Not tomorrow, obviously. Thursday I got another game. The Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Orioles at 12:35 first pitch. And then I got a little bit of a break in between. Might throw a couple game streams in there from here and there. That remains to be seen. Or yeah, a few other things. I mean, I got my Philly Stop podcast at 7. Oh God, the 2000. Jeez, I was very rarely, because Blue City. If you really think about it, I was 3 years old when that World Series was taking place. Because remember, for those who kind of don't know about me, I was a late 90s kid, so I pretty much remember the days of Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, Mo Rivera. I mean, just to name a few off that Yankees team. But now we're at the top of the order for the Yankees with DJ LeMahieu. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. And the 0-1 pitch, and that's lined us to right. It looks like Marte would actually have an easy path to the baseball and will make the catch for out number 1. So 0 for 2 goes DJ LeMahieu. Now we've got the number 2 hitter, Aaron Judge, now coming up. He's already homered in the ball game today for his 38th of the year, which is really crazy in itself. That's just me. All right. Right. So home run leaders. So I see, but yeah, Judge leads everybody. Not a problem, but geez, that's been the last time that's ever happened. The last 20? I mean, that was almost 2 decades ago. I remember the 2015 Mets, but man, did the Mets ever play They actually had a really good team that year. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie. I mean, David Murphy was actually pretty good, but still not the same player as he once was during his early days. I mean, but he still was pretty good enough. Unfortunately, that one little error at second base pretty much what unraveled that one. I think what, game 3 or game 4. I can't remember which one game it was. So we got a 1-2 count on Judge. He's only one for one, and the pitch swung on a miss for strike 3. Hard to read. That, you know what? That is absolutely true. You know, even though Australia is one of those places on my bucket list to go visit. Like I said, I said this too. And this is the reason why sometimes I do these. If you're like living out in a different country or something like that, I will definitely provide the commentary, and also have the scoreboard on screen as well. Better visual representation of, you know, once I learn how to use OBS, and I'll make much more things, put more graphic design, put more art into these. But right now, this is what now. It's just I'm doing what I can. So we got no balls in the strike here. Like I said, I mean, the Subway Series for me, as a general baseball fan, it's always been an interesting series for me that I grew up on. I mean, I remember the days of freaking Mike Piazza. Who else is part of that Mets? Oh, Jesus. It's been years. I mean, think about it, because living on the Louis City, don't remind me. You guys won in 5 games. I remember that like it was yesterday. Because I mean, we had freaking Cliff Lee. Actually, it was a game 2. I think it was came out of the bullpen for us. And that's no ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Anthony Rizzo. So back-to-back 1-2 counts. Now, and that's lined in the right, and that's going to drop in for a base hit for Anthony Rizzo. And this is what I found very interesting about the Mets, though. I mean, been around since the 60s, and the fact that they still kept the same colors as the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants, not the football Giants, but what later become the San Francisco Giants, but the fact that they still kept the same color scheme, I found that very intriguing on why the Mets are blue and orange. Now, looking at the history of it, the fact that the blue, I can see the Brooklyn Dodgers. I mean, think about it before they moved to LA, but here comes Gleyber Torres now. And that first pitch misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Gleyber Torres with Matt Carpenter now on deck. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I had pizza earlier, so still kind of feeling the effects of it a little bit. Yeah. God damn it. And Torres gets hit. So we got runners on first and second. Damn. Well, if it happens from time to time. If a pitch gets away, it happens. Yeah, it just stayed flat and just got away from him. I appreciate it, Wendy. I really do. Like I said, I mean, it's just like, hey, look. And there are times, I had a lot of people say, this all sucks and shit like that. But for me, I really don't give a rat's ass. Not just baseball content. I give you guys some NBA content as well. Mostly Sixers most of the time because that's my location. I'm right near Philadelphia. I live right next to Philly. I have a couple NFL preseason games coming up early in the month of August. That is true, Keith. It's just it's been two outs, runners on first and second. Hey, hey, look, as a division rival, but I mean, look, I couldn't miss the game 1 of the Subway Series because it's a fun series to watch. That misses down low for ball 2, but I had not a problem, Wendy. I really do. Like I said, I will like I said, I have a couple NFL streams coming up in the month of August. August 4th, I will be live to do the Hall of Fame game, preseason game between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars, so you guys don't want to miss that as well, because that's going to be fun. Because, with the NFL season and NBA season coming up, it's going to be fun. Now it's a 2-1 count on Matt Carpenter. So Matt Carpenter, so they actually did a timeline. So November 2021, became a free agent, then signs a deal with Texas, but released from AAA, and May 26th, that's where he signs with the Yanks. That's crazy though. I mean, I thought he actually had a really good career with St. Louis, and that is a foul ball. That counts no even 2 balls and 2 strikes on the on Matt Carpenter. So 0 for 1. So he hit. So right now, career 263 hitter, 169 homers, 611 RBIs in his career, in his lifetime career for Matt Carpenter. That's crazy.
Very respectable big league career if he had called it quits. But he thought he had something left. Even he couldn't have guessed. It would turn out
Then we got. Looks like we're getting ready for the 2-2 pitch in about just a second or so. Looks like they're playing like somewhat straight up defense on Matt Carpenter. And the 2-2 pitch. And Carpenter will pop that. Looks so Escobar would just look that into, and that's going to be in the stands. So a 2-2 pitch count on Matt Carpenter here in the top of the third. We're runners on first and second. So Matt Carpenter this season with 2 outs and runners to score in section, 500 batting, 6 for 12 in this type of situation, and that's a foul ball. That was pitch number 48 from Taiwan Walker. Hey, what's good, Butterfly? What is good? Appreciate everybody coming in. All right. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So no runs, 1 hit, and hit by a pitch, but 2 men get left stranded on the base paths. Goes the Yankees. So bottom third we go for the New York Mets. Already up 2 over the Yankees. Yeah, there we go. Appreciate everybody though. I mean, shout out the 6 total viewers here in the stream though. And for those who haven't seen my community post earlier that I posted, I did post the 2 games that I'm done as well, or I'm going to do, especially with the like I said, with the NFL coming up in September, and from some teams like my Eagles, we started training camp today. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm doing the Raiders in Jacksonville game on the 4th, and then the Eagles and Browns on the 21st of August, which is really going to be fun. And we'll see where we're trying to go from there. Like I said, I mean, and when the XFL comes along, and like I said, I have a lot of other content planned coming up, especially with the XFL coming back, and then with the USFL potential coming up their second season. Which, let's be real, I thought that was some great amount of games, mostly the Philadelphia Stars, anyways, because that was the only Philly team in the USFL. Because for me, I hate the Jersey. I mean, I live in Jersey, but man, I hate the New Jersey Generals, which is very crazy to say the least. But it is what it is. But I thought overall, the USFL actually had a pretty good season, and it's awesome to see some of these guys that were on these teams get signed to NFL deals. I mean, like the problem with the corners I've seen play, channel streaming in the USFL, get signed to the Washington Commanders. I mean, Christian Sam went to the Dallas Cowboys, and the Breakers quarterback, where did he go to? I can't think where he went to, but Jacksonville. That's where he went, which is really crazy to say the least, though. Shout out to the 8, though. Greatly appreciate that. So bottom third we go. With the Yankees with 2 runs on 5 hits compared to the 4 runs on 4 hits for the New York Mets going to the bottom of the third as well. So now I got Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, and Pete Alonso, the scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the third. And the first pitch, that's in there for the call, strike 1. So Starling Marte's already 1 for 1 with a solo shot.
To nearly 300.
And the 0-1 pitch to Marte. That's swung and a miss for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes to Starling Marte.
Did something extraordinary. He is a great baseball player. He does all the little things you ask, and he's been a huge piece to this Mets team.
So career hitter, 290 average, 135 RB home runs, and 543 RBIs for Starling Marte in his career. And the 0-2 pitch misses set way outside for ball one. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Starling Marte.
Yeah. What it takes to push his team over the top, if necessary, so they could be in the Soto sweepstakes. And then, of course, there's Buck Showalter, and the addition of Max Scherzer and Marte and Marquette.
And the 1-2 pitch, and that's lined foul. But the Guardians are up over the Red Sox. For those who hate the Red Sox, there you go. So, and Tigers are losing to the Padres, and that's in the top of the 4th. So, give me some more scoring updates. Honestly, we're not in the bottom of the 3rd. A 4-2 ball game.
And that seems simple.
All right. And the pitch. That's chopped foul. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Starling Marte.
Guys who don't do things that may not show up in statistics, losing rather than winning games.
Yeah, and I think, look, a lot of these guys, Buck wants to keep running them out there. He said something else today. The Braves had 4 infielders last year play 150-plus games. And I think that's what he's trying to get through these guys. Folks can get out there every single day, and he's got it from them.
All right. All right, we're getting ready for pitch number 50 for Jordan Montgomery here in the bottom of the 3rd. And the 1-2 pitch. That's chopped foul.
Montgomery had exactly 50 pitches.
50 pitches here, bottom 3. And the 1-2 pitch once more. And Marte will line it to center. That's going to be another extra base hit. So that's a stand-up double for Starling Marte.
Swing on it. Obviously, the tremendous other way power. So good to see him get off to that start. And the Riz followed him up going out the other way. But,
shout out to the 4, though. I really appreciate that. Really do.
Yeah, that's the first thing I know for Jordan Montgomery. 32 pitches, but a lot better the second 11. That second inning.
Yeah, he settled. And the one thing about Monty is he's, no matter what's going on in the game, the score or anything, he's going to keep on competing. He's going to keep making pitches.
And that's fouled off from Francisco Lindor.
Give us a little bit of length and keep us back in this game.
And briefly, Aaron, what about the atmosphere Subway Series?
Oh, it's great. I mean, you can feel the buzz around the city and certainly around the ballpark today. Obviously, the Mets are having a great year. We're doing well, so certainly fun to be a part of it.
Yeah.
0-1 to Lindor, who doubled and scored in the first.
And the 0-1 pitch to Lindor. That's fouled off at 95. So now no balls and 2 strikes. I've also seen a report that the Mets are trying to, or there's a report going around saying that the Mets are also in talks with the Cubs for Wilson Contreras and David Robertson. And that's going to be very interesting to watch. And for those who want to come join me and watch the trade deadline, because me and soon-to-be fellow content creator, Randall the Handle Sports Talk, huge Toronto Blue Jays fans, we're going to be kind of going over the trade deadline on August 2nd, which will be live for that as well at 6 p.m. when everything starts to go down. Counts on a ball and 2 strikes to Lindor. Shout out to the 9 that's coming into the stream right now. I really appreciate that.
The bullpen that is now without Michael King, and it's so effective.
Yeah,
Leading into Clay Holmes as an 8-9
and that's skipped in the dirt for ball two. Yeah, and Michael King also has I don't know. It's really hard to tell what injury he has, but from what I've understood, and I've done that game where he said he had his elbow popped or something like that. I was like, I don't think to myself, man, I hope that's not a UCL because I really hope that's not because I had teammates who had
Marte away from second with nobody out. And the 2-pitch coming to Lindor.
and the 2 pitch. That's fouled off at 94.
Love the approach Lindor has tonight. He's trying to shoot that fastball the other way. What that's done is been able to recognize the off-speed, lay off those pitches.
Did it in the first for an opposite.
Yeah, Josh Bell's another guy that's a lot of some teams are looking at as well to add as well. Oh, that's it could be fractured. Is that what it was? Was a fractured elbow? Oh, that's even. And that's to chop to third. Donaldson has it, and that hits Lindor, and that's going to be another run. And Marte will come around, score no problem. Now it's a 5-2 lead for the New York Mets. Now that was, oof, that's honestly, if I were Donaldson, I would at least try to somewhat attack that instead of just letting the ball kind of play him a little bit. Hmm.
From that angle, you couldn't tell whether it hit him in the neck, the elbow, or even with the helmet. Let's see, this might be a better angle to determine. Slowing it down now.
You can see he's in the baseline. He's on the white line.
Okay. Damn, that's gotta suck though. But then again, look at the positive. At least it's not as serious, with the torn UCL. So that's some good news though. Even though you hate to have it. But yeah, exactly, Butterfly. That's what I said. Wow. Like that misses inside for ball 1-2. Pete Alonso. Shout out to the 8, though. Coming in, though. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, for those who are just coming in, another run scores on what I would think an errant throw and kind of hit Lindor. And obviously that allowed Marte to score for the 5th run. And that's in there for a call for a strike to Pete Alonso. And he is 1 for 1 with an RBI double back. And with also a run scored. So that bumps his average to 276. 25 homers, 83 RBIs, and 888 OPS. And the 1-2 pitch. That's swung and missed for strike 2. So no 1 ball, 2 strikes on Pete Alonso.
To us a moment ago, was hoping for some length from Montgomery. Not sure how he might define that tonight, but he ain't going to get much.
And the 1-2 pitch. That misses inside for ball 2. 2-2 on Pete Alonso.
Aaron Boone in his 5th year as manager of the Yankees.
Shout out to the 10, though, that's coming in, though. I greatly appreciate that.
Right around 100 victories a season. Not counting 2020, of course.
There's one thing he still wants that he has not got. That's that World Series ring.
Haven't even gotten there since 2009 when they won the World Series.
Yeah, don't remind me. I remember that. Like I told Blue City Sports Empire. Yeah, absolutely. The Subway Series, for those who kind of really don't really pay attention to it, who you don't live on the Northeast, it's an interesting series to say the least. To say who's the better team of New York. That's basically how I would describe the Subway Series. who's the better team of who's going to be the better baseball team of New York? Could it be the Yankees and in the Bronx, and then you have New York, the Mets and Queens. So it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, and the 2-2 pitch coming. That's just misses inside for ball 3. Shout out to the 7, though. I greatly appreciate that. And I got Mark Hanna now on deck for the Mets here. And the 3-2 pitch. That misses for ball 4. So Alonso draws out the walk. So now we got runners on first and second with nobody out here. And we got the pitching coach now coming out. And just kind of try to settle down Jordan Montgomery. Shout out to the seven total viewers, though. I greatly appreciate that. I really do. And we got some bullpen. So we got Marinaccio now warming up in the pen for the Yankees. So the Yankees do have bullpen action because right now it's so Jordan Montgomery's already up to 64 total pitches. All right. So we got 64 total pitches for Jordan Montgomery. And, yeah, I don't think he's going to last, 4 or 5 innings at the most, give or take. I just don't see him really going long. So now we got Mark Hanna, and he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. His first time up. And the first pitch to Canada, that's swung on a miss, or foul back, I should say, for strike 1. So no balls in the strike. To Mark Canada here in the bottom of the 3rd. Man. And the Mets are just making solid contact on his pitches. I mean, there's nothing really you can do about it. And Montgomery kind of steps off. Yep, and we hear the boost coming.
July night in New York, specifically in Queens at Citi Field.
And the 0-1 pitch misses inside for ball 1 to even to count the ball to strike to Mark Hanna here.
Much more pleasant tonight. Temperature was 81 at game time. It's ticked down a degree since the first pitch.
Already counts the ball and the strike here. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Montgomery kicks and deals. That's swung on a miss for strike 2. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Canna.
And he steps out to gather himself. Montgomery has slowed his pace down considerably in this half inning.
Pitch count is not looking great for Jordan Montgomery here in this portion of the inning.
Montgomery got Canada looking on that fastball in.
And the 1-2 pitch. That misses down and in for ball 2. 2-2
2-2
on Mark Hanna. Shout out to the 9 total viewers. Greatly appreciate it, though. Greatly appreciate it. That was pitch number 68. And the pitch. That's chopped on the ground to third. That's a foul ball. That was a fair ball, I think, and Donaldson would have touched it. I think that would have been an easy double play right there, dead in there. I mean, I would definitely agree with that.
Not always the case. In Josh's case, he's got some edge to him.
Yes, he does.
The 2015 American League MVP when he had a huge year for the Blue Jays. Another 2-2 pitch to Canna.
And that's fouled off at 83.
Lindor at second. He reached on an error. And Alonso walked us at first.
It's had to be frustrating for Montgomery all night, like I said, to get ahead. Just there's
Yeah, boy. Shout out to the 11, though. We had just consistent foul balls. We're at 70 total pitches. And I don't know how long. I mean, this inning's been going on for a while. And the 2-2 pitch once more to Canna. That's swung and a miss. Strike three.
And he gets Canna swinging.
Oh, Jesus. That took that long for a goddamn first out? Jesus Christ.
Pitch off his fastball. He hasn't really done that. Tonight, he gets him with the changeup here.
Oh, it's a good change up to get him.
First time looking, this time swing.
Now, that first inning has really shied away from that fastball.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why. You know what I mean? Because the Mets were kind of just hitting this fastball. Because I think, I mean, really looking at it, be more realistically, is that the Mets were kind of looking at had that first pitch fastball approach almost 100% of the time, and that's what we're looking for.
Canna would be his last hitter.
He wants to, you can see that's why, but I think he wants to flip Escobar around and lefty.
That's right. The homer.
And we have a pitching change.
First, so we'll bring on the right-hander, Ron Marinaccio, and we'll be back.
All right. So we got a pitching change here for the New York Yankees. So we got a pitching change here. Now I got to spell this dude's. Let's go. MLB.com. Yeah, here we go. Shout out to the 7. Actually, meet the 8 people still sticking with me. I really appreciate that. And also, my boy Max is also going at it as well. Another fellow Yankee fan and other fellow content creator as well. Yeah, got to. So so now we got a pitching change here for the Met or wrong New York team. Lovely. Philly's losing, but I ain't not surprised. Because what doesn't Philly do other than goddamn lose? Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just kind of how being a depressed Phillies fan really does bring out the worst, I should say. It is what it is. But yes, shout out to everybody that's still sticking around. All right, so now we're on the commercial break. Like I said, as the banner says right on the bottom of the screen, we're at a pitching change here, and it looks like we're back from it, or from the commercial break, I should say. Shout out to the 12 though. So 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Marinaccio. That's a fucking mouthful of a name. God damn. M-A-R-I. Damn it, I can spell. What was Wilkes Bar? It is what it is.
15 innings in the big leagues have been scoreless.
Yeah, Marinaccio now coming in to basically replace Jordan Montgomery, who just not had.
Montgomery in the first. 2 homers, 2 doubles in that frame for the Mets. They've been down 2-0 after the top of the first.
Yeah, and they got those 2 runs back. Well, more than 2 runs back.
They've added one.
The only one was an infield hit
Wow.
by Hugh Urshela.
All right, shout out the 9 though.
So Montgomery
All right, so yeah, I'll start the bullpen game for the Mets, right? Or Mets, the Yankees. My apologies.
Disappointed. It's the perfect bird.
Well, I threw 3 out there. Had a good chance to have
And the first pitch, that's when Mr. Strike 1.
More swings and misses.
Escobar now switches to flips on to hit on the left side.
With this offense of the Yankees at 5-2, and they've been hitting the ball hard tonight. I would imagine Aaron Boone feels very much in this ballgame if he can get out of this inning.
And we got time called here.
Shift on as you see against Escobar.
And we got it. And looks like Marinaccio
Garnaccio looks
take steps off, just kind of look at runner back to second base.
Francisco is at second.
Just only 1 out here.
It seems like they've been for about half an hour. The 0-1 pitch.
That's in there for a called strike 2.
For the season, Garnaccio is 1-0. His ERA is 2.33. He's appeared in 17 games.
So and the 0-2 pitch, and that's popped in to left. So Hicks would make the easy catch for out number 2. So 2 away here in the top in the bottom third. And we have a rundown, and that's going to be tagged out. Well, that's one way to get a double play going. So top of the 4th we goes the Yankees. Top of the 4th. Shout out to the 8 total people that's here right now. I greatly appreciate that. So look at just a weird throw to the infield. Just could not get handled by one of the infielders, and just like they said, looks like Lindor got hung up between second and third, and just had no choice but to go. And unfortunately, ran into a double play. All right. Alrighty. All right. Shout out to the 11 total viewers, 7 from the YouTube page. I greatly appreciate that. All right, so right after going to the top of the 4th, but the Yankees down 3 to the Mets as well. All right. Shout out to the 12, actually. I greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate it. So right now, like I said, for those who are just coming in, we're on a commercial break to the top of the 4th with the Yankees down 3 to the Mets. And it's been a crazy game between the 2 teams, I should say. Shout out to 12, though. I really appreciate that. Okay, appreciate it. Right. Oh, and I forgot to fix the strikeout counter. There we go. All right. All right. So top of the fourth we go.
Donaldson, Hicks, and Kiner Falefa. The hitters due for the
So we got
Yankees.
5, 6, 7, and 8. The first Donaldson misses inside for ball 1, so 1 ball, no strikes.
Donaldson sent a switching one hopper
To
toward
Josh
Lindor
Donaldson.
shortstop. Francisco made a good play on it. Back
0
in the
for
second,
1
so
his
he's
first
0 for
time
1.
up. And the 1-0 pitch. That's in the outside corner to even the count, 1 ball and a strike.
I'm still scratching my head about the play that ended the last half inning. On top of it all, there's 2 outs, so advancing from second to third, even if you make it, isn't worth the risk. And the chance of making it seemed to be 0.
And the 1-1 pitch, and that's line to shortstop once again for out number 1.
And retiring Donaldson for the second time in this game. Between innings, we talked with Buck Showalter and began by asking him about Walker's rough top of the first.
Yeah, sometimes these guys have 9-10 days off. It's one of the problems with that break. Actually, he's too strong. You look at some of his velocities, and actually, Jeremy and I were talking to our pitching coach about, hey, let's go in the batting cage and see if we can get some of this juice out of him. He's almost too strong. Looks like he's settled in a little bit.
And the first pitch misses outside ball 1 to Aaron Hicks. And he is 1 for 1 so far in the ballgame tonight.
And really, the bats have woken up tonight.
Well, you don't have a necessary game plan. Let's see how many balls we can foul off, but let's make sure that,
And the 1-0 pitch. This is inside for ball 2, 2-0 to Aaron Hicks. So here in the top of the fourth, with the Mets now up 5-2 over the Yankees here in Queens.
What did he just do?
And the 2-0 pitch. That misses outside 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to Aaron Hicks.
All right, Max Scherzer will get the ball tomorrow against Domingo Germán. Meanwhile, the count is 3-0 on Aaron
And the 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1. Now it's a 3-1 count. Still, obviously, Hicks is still ahead in the count. And also, like they said, tomorrow you got Domingo for Germán going for the Yankees, and Max Scherzer going for the Mets tomorrow here in Queens. That's in there for a called strike 2.
On the inside edge,
So full count now on Aaron Hicks. That was pitch number 57 for Aaron Hicks. Or sorry, that's for Tyler Walker. And the 3-2 pitch. That's chopped to the second. And he is going to be safe with an infield single. The nice try to get a nice underhanded shovel pass to first from Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso, but unfortunately couldn't. Let's see.
He came up with it on a bounce. And let's see whether it's worth a review. No. Safe.
Yeah, not by much though. What, maybe by a half a step? And the first pitch to IKF is in there for a called strike 1. So 1 ball. Sorry, no balls in the strike to Kiner Falefa. He is 1 for 1 as well in the ball game.
Walker doesn't have quite the pitch count that Montgomery has had, but he has had traffic all night too and a lot of stressful pitches.
And the 0-1 pitch. Misses for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Kiner Falefa. And that's going to drop in for a base hit for Kiner Falefa. That's 2 for 2.
He's 2 for 2, as is Aaron Hicks, who pulls up at second base.
And we got a hit to the opposite field and a hit to left. There you go. So now we got the tie run and Jose Trevino coming up.
Bob more traffic here for the Yankees, who already have 2 home
And
runs
obviously, the
on
last
the night
time when
with none
IKF was
from
on the
man
base
with
pass, he got picked
37
off.
career homers against the Mets.
Yeah, I think,
Or
think
any
this
other
time he
active
should
player, that's Giancarlo Stanton, but on
learn
the
that.
Escobar to Alonso.
Doing. Sorry about that. Again.
not do very often.
Hang on. I gotta fucking read. What the? Oh my god, dude.
bats.
All right, sorry about that. Once again, the computer, like I said, restarted on me. So obviously, a run comes in to score on an infield single. Now it's a 2-0 count on Rizzo. Yeah, my apologies for that. And that misses 3-0.
There's no place to put him.
So 3 balls and no
The
strikes
count is 3-0.
to Anthony Rizzo here in the ball game. Shout out to the 8 total people, though. I greatly appreciate that.
Right now, that's Walker Stone.
And the pitch.
Rizzo swings at the
And
ball.
Rizzo hits it to deep center. Noah will make the catch to the end of the warning track. However, that's going to bring another run. That's not really. That's 2 outs.
How about that? Right on 3-0 with the bases
So to the on 4 we go. Now with the Mets, our Yankees down 2. All right. Damn. My apologies for that. Just with the weird technical difficulties at the worst possible time too. So my apologies for that. So that's the reason why I left you a little bit of a message, because I had to restart my computer, and because obviously my mouse wasn't working, cameras and all this stuff just wasn't not working for me. So apologies for that. So we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Yankees still get a run back, but unfortunately, but still down as well. But I still appreciate for those who are still, kind of stuck around while I was still dealing with technical difficulties. So as well. All right. Oh, boy. All right. Whew. That was that. I know that was embarrassing to say the least. So I do apologize for that. Of course. Why does that technology be always such a pain in the ass nowadays? All right. So even though all that shit going on, so however the Yankees do, like I said, do get the run back. Yeah. So it was let's be real, not great to say the least when it comes to the technical difficulties. So my apologies for that. All right. I mean, the fact we're still holding some decent amount of viewers is impressive to say the least. So now they're showing the 3-0 green light.
And he did hit it a long way, but you can tell by his expression, he knows he just missed it.
Yeah, he knew he just missed
Yeah.
it. I feel both ways about that. You got 7 balls in a row.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Butterfly, because technology nowadays it's kind of pain in the ass. And the first pitch is fouled up the leg. Jeff McNeil. And of course, and the audio is now it's going in and out.
Great for the Mets.
All right.
I was surprised they didn't put that guy on base.
Well, they threw him 4 pitches outside the strike zone.
I ain't taking any chances.
Pretty clear.
Shout out to the 5 though, still staying with me. I greatly appreciate that. Make that 8 though. Greatly appreciate it. And I can't say 1 ball, no balls on a strike to Jeff McNeil on a foul ball off the leg. But he's also 0 for 1 with the fly out. And the pitch. This is outside for ball 1, so 1 ball and 1 strike to McNeil. At that time at 95 on that fastball.
3-0 after 7 balls in a row. They would get chewed out in the dugout.
It isn't just that the count was 3-0. It's that Walker was struggling to find the strike zone.
Yep.
And that's fouled off. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jeff McNeil. Obviously, the schedule here has got McNeil, Davis, and then Nito. So now we're towards at the bottom of the order for the Mets here.
Right. In which case we say, what a bold move. You got to be aggressive.
These managers trust their sluggers, and they're gonna go with them.
Chance favors the bold.
Yeah.
Why not?
And the 1-2 pitch. This is outside for ball 2. 2-1. Or sorry, 2-2, I should say. Counts even. 2 balls and 2 strikes on McNeil with Davis waiting on deck.
McNeil hit over 300 in each of his first 3 seasons. Things didn't go as well the last couple.
Apparently on the infield single before my entire computer went to shit, basically. So, and McNeil hits it to shallow right. Judge will call off. Carpenter will make the catch for out number 1. And yeah, so that's where we're at. You know, score wise. No one cares about DraftKings. God damn it.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, bet 5 to get 100 instantly. Get in on the app.
So Marinaccio now will face J.D. Davis.
Now I got J.D. Davis now coming up.
Grounded to short against Montgomery.
And the first pitch, that's in there for a called strike 1 at the knees.
When we look at these 2 first-place teams,
Most likely that's how it's going to
the
be.
Mets once were up by 10.5 over the Braves, who then went on a 14-game winning streak and have continued to play well since. And that lead is now 2.
That's swung on a miss for strike 2 at 96.
With the Mets.
Shout out to the 5, though. I greatly appreciate
The
that.
Yankees appear to be uncatchable in the American League East, but they're only 2 games better than the Astros overall. And not only have the Astros won 5 out of 7 against the Yankees this year, and they won't play anymore in the regular season. 2 pitch to Davis is outside.
That misses just outside for ball 1.
In those games, Houston starters were 4-0 against Aaron Boone's team.
So basically, LeMahieu grounds out to third, but however, to Aaron Hicks was the third one scored for the Yankees.
And 151 overall in those 7 games.
And the pitch, and that misses low for ball 2. 2-2.
At Yankee Stadium. So no matter how good the Yankees have been this year, the Astros have no reason to feel that they'll be overmatched should they meet in the ALCS.
Yeah, I think he said it best. I think majority of people would agree.
Shout out to the 6, though. Greatly appreciate that.
Teams, in the AL that are to beat.
And the pitch.
They're kind of in a class.
And
well, the new
J.D. Davis holds his swing.
The Central will have the 3rd best division winning record. They'll be thrown in with the 3 wild cards. So the Astros and Yankees will not meet like the Giants and Dodgers did meet in the division series last year under the old format. They cannot meet until the ALCS.
And the 3-2 pitch. So that's swung and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 outs here at the bottom of the 4th for the Yankees defense. All right.
All on the home field of the higher seed. And then the Astros and Yankees will play one of the 2 survivors. And they'll be favored to win that best 3 out of 5 division series. And in all likelihood, not certain, but in all likelihood, meet again in the ALCS. And there's some postseason history in recent years, and it all favors the Astros over the Yankees.
The first pitch misses for ball 1 out on the outside corner.
They want to go this year, they're going to have to go through the Astros.
And of course, there's resentment because of the sign stealing scandal. Some Yankee folks and many of their fans feeling that they were robbed.
And that misses outside of 95 for ball 2, so 2-0
The Mets kind of gave away that lead
on Tomas Nido.
as the second half came down. This year, you said
He is 0 for 1 with the strikeout his first time up.
The Mets did not play that well. I think most people figured between the Mets and the Braves it'd be a good run down to the end of September.
Braves, by the way, lead 5-1 in the 6th inning tonight in Philadelphia, which is of interest to Met fans.
That's swung and a miss for strike 1, so 2 balls in the strike.
One advantage for the Yankees on a lot of teams, their bullpen is so strong. Bring a guy like this in the 3rd and 4th inning.
2-1 pitch to Nido.
And the 2-1 pitch is in there. Oh, for 3-1.
Lost to key piece, though, and Michael King, fractured elbow, done for the year. Aroldis Chapman is a question mark now. They still have Clay Holmes as their closer, and they have depth, including a guy like Ron Marinaccio, who's doing well here tonight. Yeah.
That is true. I mean, better had to have depth than anything else. Now it's a full count on Tomas Nido. Now it's three. Now it's a full count. It should be on Tomas Nido here in the bottom of the fourth.
Our count on the graphic is wrong. It's a full count now. There's Diaz.
And the 3-2 pitch misses outside, ball 4, and Nido draws a walk, a 2-out walk. Yeah.
Jonathan Loizaga now gets up. So from Nido to Nimmo, from the bottom of the order to the top, Brandon Nimmo is lined to center and grounded out.
So now I got Brandon Nimmo. He's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out in his first 2 trips to the plate. All right. Let's see. I want to make sure I got my audio settings right. And that's fouled off. No balls and a strike. All right. Shout out to 7, though, watching the stream, and I really appreciate that.
Marinaccio is 27 years old. Toms River, New Jersey. Could have been a Met fan growing up. Could have been a Yankee fan. Being a Jersey boy.
It was.
His 0-1 pitch to Nimmo.
That's one Mr. Strike Two.
Gets ahead of him.
I will say that it depends on where who you're asking, where part of the Jersey you're from. Because if you're South Jersey, more. We got to think too, Blue City. Jordan Montgomery had a high pitch count, so he was not going to last that long anyway. So, and Aaron Boone knew it too at the same time. Not to mention, too, the strike zone has been tight for both sides. And that's fouled off at 96. So still an 0-2 count on Brandon Nimmo.
It wasn't too long ago that if a guy wore number 97 or 99 like the Mets starter Walker or 99 like the Yankees superstar Judge, that was like a spring training number.
That's the double-A guy coming up to the big leagues for one game.
You're going back to the minors very soon, so don't unpack. The 0-2 pitch.
The 0-2 pitch, that's swung and a miss for strike 3. But the Mets go down scoreless. So to the top of the 5th we go. It's still a 5-3 ball game. So top of the 5th we go. Shout out to six total viewers here in the stream, though. Greatly appreciate that as well. So we're not really still a 5-3 ball game as well. Alrighty. Okay, I can see that. So 4th place. I mean, the Commanders is going to be an interesting case to make for them because it depends on what Ron Rivera wants to do. Especially, then again, you got Carson Wentz kind of Carson Wentz pretty much leading that team. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, not at the moment, but the only other quarterback we have is other than Jalen Hurts is Gardner Minshew. That's it's just like. We're giving this guy one more year with this organization. If not, we're going to never going out and get a quarterback in the draft. That's where it's most likely what's going to happen. But we'll see how everything goes. It all depends on this season, though. It's Lucy. At this point, I'm really starting to get. It's really. I think most of us are getting comfortable calling the Commanders. That's just me.
Visit progressive.com and buy cheap.
Alrighty.
The exterior of Citi Field
And the first pitch.
is an homage to
And that's going to be a foul ball by Gleyber Torres.
There you see it. Another feature, the Jackie Robinson Rotunda, which is magnificent. And a connection to both the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Mets this past weekend in Cooperstown. The Veterans Committee finally voted Gil Hodges into the Hall of Fame. So you think about those boys of summer Dodgers.
And the 0-1 pitch. And that's an, check swing by Torres
Duke Snyder,
for strike two.
now Hodges, their manager, Walter Alston, Koufax.
But I will say to him, in the Hall of Fame, they should have added Dick Allen when they had a chance. But how I can complain? That misses for ball one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Torres. So it's Torres, Carpenter, and Josh Donaldson, the scheduled hitters here in the top of the fifth for the 1969 and 1986. Only 2 World Series in franchise history for the New York Mets.
Now in their 70s, I walked into the lobby of the hotel.
And Torres fouls that off. So now still a 1 ball, 2 strike count against Taijuan Walker.
And the widow and daughter of their center fielder, Tommy Agee. All of them making a pilgrimage to Cooperstown.
Hell no. I don't want another strikeout machine on my team. Hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. At this point, you can just ship Joey Gallo to one of these horrible teams in baseball. That's swung and a miss for strike 3, and that's another strikeout for Taijuan Walker.
There's the franchise. Tom Seaver, a statue in his honor outside Citi Field. And his number, of course, retired.
I think that tells you everything.
That is true. I mean, then again, Washington has made some questionable trades over the years that I fucking remember. Even some horrible all-season signings. I mean, the Albert Haynesworth signing, I remember that like it was yesterday. As well. I mean, think about shit. I mean, when we trade Donovan McNabb to the Redskins, and he didn't really pan out over there as well. But that first pitch misses inside for ball 1 to Matt Carpenter. He is 0 for 2. And ground out and a strikeout so far here in the ball game for Matt Carpenter. Look at me. Looks like there's a wide open. That misses inside for ball 2. 2-0 on Carpenter.
That's a great time up there, but it can't get toasty out there.
Oh, man.
And the pitch. And that's fouled back now 2-1 on Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
When you're playing, even seeing former teammates go in, you're playing. So finally, when I retired, we had a chance to go up a bunch of us with Chipper, win the Hall of Fame, and it's a great weekend.
And the 2-1 pitch. That swung and fouled him to the glove of Nito for strike 2. At this point, Blue City, I really do not care about my Phillies anymore. I truly don't. Because, like I said, I have no faith for them anymore. There's nothing. And that's going to be a bounce ball in the shit. That's going to be out number 2. Like I said, Blue City, it's going to be 11 straight years of fucking nothing in the city of Philadelphia. Nothing. What's good, BLSG? What is good, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in to my Subway Series coverage. Appreciate it, though.
He's hit over 400 home runs, but from a defensive standpoint, he was as good as there was.
You know what? You can definitely make the argument for Mattingly to go in the Hall of Fame as a player. There should be an argument that we should. I know the next year's ballot that I looked at some of the names. Yeah, it's none. I would not vote anybody that was on that ballot. I mean, the only one I can think you definitely can make the argument for is probably Francisco Rodriguez. I mean, that's the closest you can definitely make the argument. But everybody else, not so much, in my honest opinion. Maybe that's just me, because it's just like, yeah, man. I'm sorry. That's right, man. Like I said, BLSG, I had no hope for this team whatsoever anymore. I pretty much give up on the Phils. I really truly do. I'm only looking forward to football and basketball, because it's another straight year of fucking bullshit by this organization, by the Phillies organization. Nothing changes. Because I know Sanford ain't doing shit, and then Dombrowski doesn't do anything. Ship his ass out of Philly. Plain and simple. It's getting tiresome year in and year out to see this team, the Phillies team, being such mediocre. It's embarrassing. And the 1-2 pitch, and that's chopped to short. Lindor would make the play for out number 3, but so 1, 2, 3 go with the Mets or Yankees. To the bottom 5th we go with the Mets now up 5-3. It's like I said. I mean, and this is why I hardly ever do Phillies baseball streams anymore because of that. They know, like, even though it is, but for me, it is kind of bad luck. But not to mention too, they're very disappointing, very inconsistent. Nothing can get done. Like I said, and with the trade deadline, and nothing happens with the Phillies on the trade deadline. That's it. That's it for the season. Like I know a lot. Nah, it's like I won't go that far. I like some of these guys we have to cut our losses with for sure. Familia is one of them. Definitely Castellanos too, because Castellanos has, let's be real, not lived. Really, it's not worth what we pay for. The fact that the condescending comments, as well as say, "Oh, that's a dumb question," like shit like that. Like, own up to it, man. It's really not that. And this is the reason why you've seen a lot more of these non-Phillies baseball streams that I've been doing, and just but no one had they have a track record of falling flat on their face better than anybody else, because we've seen it the last 10 years, 10 and a half years. Let's put it that way. Because they might, let me check the wild card standings. Because let's be real, because I mean, we did take the series away from the Marlins, but honestly, I still don't have faith in my Phillies team. I say it's mostly, I think it's going to be mostly the Dodgers, because I think from what I've been hearing, the Dodgers might be hesitant to pull the trigger, but I would not be surprised if the Dodgers would pull the trigger for Juan Soto, because if you really think about it, the Dodgers would know how to develop a lot of good players. And yes, I mean, but I will say too, the fact that Mike Rizzo wants 6 top 10 prospects, I still think that's very fucking greedy. But then looking at it further, I think it's worth the risk. But still, I don't feel like 6 is what I would give up for that. Because you really think about it, because for a team that won the championship in 2019 and there's completely for some reason just shit the bed and decided to piss off and let's be real, the fact that he didn't want to do I mean, like I said, I mean the Mets, that's another team that could be in the possibility, but I think the Mets, I don't think they want to give up the farm system for Soto. Yeah, that's true. Utley was a tough guy to get out in 2009. And also, not to mention too, and Mets fans know this better than it, and I know this better than anybody. And Phillies fans knows this. Yeah, Chase Utley still owns the Mets during his playing days.
You can figure it out.
How do you spell this dude's name again?
Last year, he pitched with an ERA of 2.17, and this year he missed nearly 2 months because of shoulder inflammation.
And that's now no balls and 2 strikes.
So Boone and the Yankees and Cashman in the front office know more about Loiziger than what's on his baseball card so far this year. Speaking of baseball cards, you see that mid-condition Mickey Mantle might go for $10 million?
Oh, Jesus. Well. All right, counts no balls and 2 strikes.
I did not.
That misses outside for ball 1, so 1 ball, 2 strikes to Starling Marte.
Mickey Mantle or your Willie Mays. But we took a lot of our cards and just put them on the smoke of our bikes. Oh, yeah. You know, to make that clipping sound when you pedal around the neighborhood. Or we'd flip them, we'd trade them, you know, rearrange them in a shoebox. Get the gum out of the pack. Make sure you do that. The 1-2 pitch.
The 1-2 pitch misses outside, 2-2.
Rectangular gum. Oh, that was it. If you dropped it on the sidewalk, it would shatter like glass. And if civilization as we know it disappears, and somewhere many millennia from now at an archaeological dig, someone picks up a Wally Moon or a Bob Perky that had been closest to the piece of gum, the essence of that gum would still be on that player's face.
Mm.
After that,
And the 2-2 pitch from Loizaga. That's on the outside corner. Called strike 3.
so he had homered and doubled.
I want to see all-star snub. I feel like the only one that deserves it to be a snub, and that was Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler actually had a bit much better, and you could definitely make the same argument for Nola, but Nola has been hit and miss. But what's good, Key? What is good? Appreciate you tuning in as well.
Practice coach Ramon Fernandez filling in for Wayne Kirby a week ago today.
I appreciate everybody coming in, though.
He's been out
No,
since, but
and I will definitely will make a video about this sometime later this week because Phillies, something's got to give. Yeah, I see your comment, BLSG. I think that's what all Phillies fans want at this point because dude's been inconsistent for years, and no wonder why he's been so streaky for the Mets during this time. So now no balls on a strike. Oh, Jesus.
As Matt Weiner reported.
Let's see, we got Morte to Francisco Lindor now hitting to the left side. Oh, right. But still, I mean, I thought, let's be real, I think Wheeler should have been the guy I would have liked to see to represent the Phils. But unfortunately, that was not the case. And that's in there at 99 at the knees for strike 2. That's tough. So Lindor's already 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored.
With Alonso on deck.
Counts no balls and 2 strikes to Lindor.
Three infielders on the right side against him.
So that pitch misses upstairs at 98. So there's some chin music. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, trust me, 99 at the knees, that is disgusting. That's crazy.
Really good slider. He's still going to be a big piece of that pen for them the last 2 months.
Yeah. Shout out to the 11, though. Okay, they appreciate that. And then 1-2 pitch. That's fouled off at 98 on the outside corner. So it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Francisco Lindor. Ah, boy.
One of the many reasons for the Yankees' success to this point in the season is that their starting rotation has been intact until Luis Severino went on the IL with a lat strain.
And that's chopped to the ground in a second. So LeMay would make the easy throw to first base, and that's going to be out number 2. So easy 2 outs here for Jonathan Loizaga.
Montgomery pitched tonight. Jameson Tayo. Their big 3.
So the Yankees started pitching this year. Third innings pitch, third in ERA at 3.26, first in strike to walk ratio at 4.5, third in an opponent's average, and second in WHIP.
Of 97 games, and now with Montgomery starting tonight, it's 93 of their first 98 games. Such an advantage. Last year, Cole, Montgomery, and Tyone started 80.
Shout out to the 10 people though watching the stream right now. Great, appreciate that.
That involved a dozen other guys.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with the Steve Carlton back in the day. And the pitch. Oof. How do you miss a 98 at the knees for ball 1? Like I said, the strike zone has been very tough, especially for the Yankees anyways. If you want a low strike, man, you gotta consistently hit that low part of the zone if you're going to get it. It's been a tight strike zone tonight. And the 1-0 pitch. That's popped out of play. Now even to count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Victory pace, certainly, barring catastrophe, the Yankees will win more than 100. postseason now for many years, and with the addition of a third wild card, perhaps even more so, is a tournament. Last year, the Giants won 107. The Dodgers won 106. And neither reached the World Series, let alone winning it.
And the 1-1 pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 to Pete Alonso.
Now, what you do have to do is you have to have some starting pitching when you go into the playoffs like that. That's, again, the key. You have all these great players on these teams. Those guys be healthy come October. That's what you want to do. You want those guys. If they're out there, you like your chances of winning ball games.
Shout out to 7, though. Greatly appreciate that. And Alonso will line it over the head of the limit here into center field for a base hit. So that's going to be a 2-out single. Yeah, pretty much at this point. Absolutely. I agree. I can agree with that. So now here comes Mark Canha. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts so far here in the ball game.
And I think that's why you're seeing the Mets right now with Jacob deGrom kind of take it slow, make sure, because you got one shot at this for him. I mean, where you're at in the season right now, if you have to shut him down for another prolonged period, the chances of him building up, not great.
Well, if you've got to get through the Dodgers, I guess anything could happen, but the most plausible scenario is
that's the truth. And the first pitch to Canha will chop to the third. Donaldson would make the easy throw to second for out number 3. Yeah, absolutely. The fact that he was a second-round pick is impressive in itself. So Walker going to start at the top of the 6th. Still having a 2-run lead here. Top of the 6th we go. It's still a 5-3 ball game between the Mets and the Yankees here. All right. Shout out to the 10, though. I greatly appreciate that as well. Yeah, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. This portion of the game, we're not going to the top of the 6th on the commercial break with the Yankees down 2, which the Yankees got pretty much been lackadaisical to say. I don't know, man. All right. What 2 notifications did I get from YouTube? Oh, geez, forgot about. Yeah, Pedro back in 2009 on the back end of his career. All right, so top of the 6th we go. With the Mets still up 5-3 over the Yankees here in Queens at Citi Field. Shout out to the 10, though. Really appreciate that.
In contrast to a sellout crowd here at Citi Field. Second half of the season is underway, and anything can happen. Follow that.
And the first pitch to Hicks, and he pops it up to shallow left. And Canha would make the catch for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 6th for Walker and the Mets here. So the starters in 09, we had Cliff Lee, we had Cole Hamels, Roy Oswalt. Who else we had? I can't remember the other 2. I know we had Pedro back in 2009. I remember that for sure. And the first pitch is in there. Apparently that's a strike, but apparently that's outside the strike.
Probably wanting to put some confidence in
Yeah.
this guy. So, hey, you go back out there, get through the 5th and 6th and lead with a 5-3 lead. Feel pretty good about yourself.
Oh boy.
2 more outs away from a quality start.
Yep, as defined, right?
Yeah.
6
So yeah,
innings, 3 runs or less.
Yeah.
Let's give credit.
That misses outside for ball one, I should say. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we got some bull. We got Seth Lugo now warming up in the pen for the
Next. Walker's season pitch high is 103. Here's pitch number 93.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. We actually beat the Colorado Rockies in 2009. We're actually pretty good back then.
He's up in the 6th.
You gotta wonder mentally what that does to a pitcher, too. A guy like Chapman.
You know, very often and understandably.
Yeah, I forgot about Flash Gordon though. So now we got Chapman now warming up in the pen
What's the
for
strategy in this game?
for the Yankees. Yeah, we actually was one of our better starting stats that we had, and we also carried that into 2010. When we actually I think we did pull off a trade to, I think we gave up Travis d'Arnaud and a couple other prospects to Toronto to bring in Halliday. I think that was like, I don't know, for like 1 year. Those are our second perfect game in franchise history. And we have a tough play. Canada will make the sliding catch for out number 2. So kind of left and now flies out to left.
Excellent play by Canada.
Kind of in no man's land down in that little area.
Fair ball, too.
Yeah,
Nice
simple.
play. It gets a big second out. And I agree. I think, look, you're hoping to get the ground back if you're a Mets fan with Scherzer. But I think Buck knows he has to have this guy out here on the mound right now if he's going to get where he wants to go.
We had also had different players over the years, though. I mean, we had the fact we even pulled off a trade with Jorge Halliday was impressive in itself. But the first pitch at 94 for Trevino is in there for the call strike 1. So no balls in the strike to Jose Trevino. And that's apparently clips the outside corner for strike 2 at 95. And that's popped foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes on Jose Trevino.
And not flinch to sell the pitch to the umpire. Aaron Boone talked about his agility. And remember, Trevino came to the Yankees late in spring training.
And the 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Trevino. He had the top of the 6th with 2 outs after back-to-back flyouts.
Here comes Walker's 101st pitch.
And the pitch. And Trevino hits it to right center, and Nimmo will have no problems making the catch for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees here in the top of the bottom of the top 6. Bottom 6 we go, with the Mets holding a 5-3 lead over the New York Yankees. All right. Actually, we did. Oh no, it was in 2009. Oh yeah, so he did bring it. So we did bring Halliday, and it was a 14 trade. So this was back December 16th, 2009. I thought it was back in 2010. Shortways, yeah. So unfortunately we got Halliday, Omot, Tyson Gillies, Juan Ramirez, and $6 million. And we sent Blue Jays, Kyle Drayback, Brett Wallace. God, I forgot about Brett. We had Brett Wallace. And Travis d'Arnaud. And we all know how that went. And Mariners got Cliff Lee, and the A's got Michael Terra. Not the Michael Terra in the league, but back then, that was just crazy in itself. Then the Mariners, obviously, they flipped. That's... Lost to the Giants, and then, I know. Yeah, he was, though. I mean, it was interesting as well. But yeah, after the 2010, Lee was a free agent, signed back to join, because we had a rotation that also after 2010 we had Halliday, Oswalt, Hamels. That's just what 20 was it 20? Then we also had Moyer, I think it was. 2011. So what did we have? Of course. So we went 102. Yeah, so 2011 we went 102 and 60. Unfortunately lost to the Cardinals, and which led to the decline of Howard after he tore his Achilles, which that killed us. God. Forgot about Madsen, Placido Polanco, Pence, but unfortunately, that was not the case.
Anytime a game they're watching with much interest at Citi Field, the Braves trying to chase down momentum at home with a towering two-run shot for a 5-0 lead. Right now, 5-1 Braves as they play in the top half of the eighth. Bob, Richie.
Ernie, thanks a lot. That would be Aaron Hicks. That would be Mrs. Met.
Yeah, that is true. The ultimate journeyman, but still, the only guy. I mean, I've always liked Jay Moore. The fact that as old as he was, and the fact he can still get people out just as old as he was, that was crazy in itself. But I still enjoyed Jay Moore during his time here in Philly. I really did. I'm getting roll to Chapman on the bump. And the first pitch swung and a miss at 96.
Okay, so it slips away. It's one of those gut-wrenching lost pennant races in recent memory. And the next night, on Monday night, on Conan O'Brien, Conan has a bit where Mr. Met is so despondent.
And the 0-1 pitch.
Escobar
pops up in the foul territory, but that's in the stands.
He's so
Strike two.
That he's thinking about ending it all. It doesn't quite get to that point because each of his attempts to leave this mortal coil is foiled by the fact that his head is too large to fit in an oven, or he can't take an overdose of pills because they ricochet off his head.
Oh God, I remember that bit. Oh my God.
So now he decides maybe he should give it another try, and he heads home. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
And the 0-2 pitch from Chapman that misses upstairs for ball one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
When he opens the door, that Mrs. Met is in the arms of the Philly fanatic.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh man, I forgot about that bit. Oh jeez. Oh man, that's the crazy part. How could you hate the Philly fanatic? That's the crazy part, though.
It wasn't Tommy Lasorda's favorite. The 1-2 pitch.
The 1-2 pitch, and that's hit to center. Looks like Judge got a good jump. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Chapman right now is throw strikes. So far, 3 out of 4. He's around the zone. His stuff's electric. He's so big and tall where that ball comes out of, but for him, he has to find.
So 26 for Chapman, a 0-3 record, a 5.75 ERA with 20 in the third innings pitched, 24 strikeouts to 17 walks. Opponents are hitting 221 off of him. Yeah, it's just like Chapman has not been himself since the days of his days in Chicago or in Cincinnati. It just feels that it seems that way. I think he's just not been the same ever since. But the first pitch is misses upstairs at 95 for ball 1. And that's another thing, too. And that also goes to the fact that he doesn't throw triple digits as often as he used to at the same time, which is crazy enough as it is. Because Chapman was really fun to watch back in the day during his early days. And the 1-0 pitch. That swung and missed and fouled into the tip of Trevino for strike 1. So Luke was still warm. So now got Adam Ottavino now warming up in the pen for the Mets.
Where's not 0-0, but 0. He gets ready for the Mets.
Really, with Walker giving them 6 now, it sets up kind of how Buck wants.
And we got time called here before the 1-1 pitch gets delivered.
Buck has used Diaz so masterfully that Diaz is having a tremendous year. Made the All-Star team, averaging literally 2 strikeouts per inning. And yet, he has a relatively light workload.
And the 1-1 pitch. And McNeil hits it to left center, so Judge will have that for out number 2.
What Diaz is doing this year, too, is, he's throwing that fastball slider
Yeah.
at any point.
Ain't that the? Yeah, I could agree with that because let's be real and take it from me as a Phillies fan, we haven't really had a solid catcher since the days of Carlos Ruiz, and there's already days. I mean, yeah, it's been. Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true.
And trust me, the hitters, even as powerful as the Yankees are, no, we do not want to get
Yeah,
to the
boy.
ninth inning down.
So now here comes J.D. Davis,
J.D. Davis is 0 for 2, grounded out, struck out.
and the first pitch to Davis. That's fouled back
There are
for
always
strike
some
one.
odds. If this is a clean inning for Aroldis Chapman, regardless of the outcome of the game, that's a small victory for Aaron Boone.
Yeah, look, you know what this guy has been capable of. He's been on the heartbreak side too a few times, but also he's pitched some big games. Not just the Yankees, the Cubs.
Counts no balls and a strike to J.D. Davis here. And the pitch. That's in there. Called strike two.
Slider in there, 0-2. Taiwan Walker logged a good outing despite a rocky start. Hung in there. Got through 6 with the lead. The 0-2 from Chapman to Davis.
And swinging and miss strike three.
Well, this is important no matter the outcome.
So swung and a miss on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. So now we got the top of the order now coming up for the Yankees. DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, and Anthony Rizzo. As well. Shout out to everybody that's been sticking around, though. I know some may have left. So that's just understandable because we've been here for over 2.5 hours at this point. Because if it weren't for that one inning, just kind of decided to drag along. Like this game could have been pretty much got done a little bit quicker than I would have hoped. But it is what it is, though. Now we're going to the top of the 7th with the Mets still holding a 2-run lead over the Yankees. All right. All right. Hey, what's good, Liam? What is good, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in, man. Appreciate you tuning in. All right. Appreciate everybody. Shout out to the 8 total people, though. I really appreciate that. So, top of the 7th we go.
Classic is back. Qualifying rounds for the 2023 World Baseball Classic take place September 10th to October 5th in Panama City.
Okay, so the World Baseball Classic. That's good. That's very always been interesting to watch.
Top of the 7th. LeMahieu, Judge, and Rizzo with the Yankees down by 2.
So now we get at the top of the order now coming up to face Admiral Ottavino.
36 years old in his 12th big league season. New York native. Attended Northeastern University in Massachusetts.
The first pitch is in there for a called strike one at 94.
Funky delivery with the fastball that can run a little bit too, and then of course,
All right.
better sliders.
Shout out to the 11, though, still sticking with me, though. I really appreciate that. And the 0-1 pitch. That's the one missed for strike 2 on a slider. Well, basically a frisbee at that point. Ah, damn. That sucks.
See those hitters, because of that fastball that can run a little bit, Bob, keeps them from diving out over the plate.
And the 0-2 pitch misses outside at 95 for ball one.
Ottavino's last 27
Oh, damn.
games, averaging an inning per game, exactly 27 innings pitched, exactly 27 strikeouts, and only 3 earned runs, for an ERA of exactly 1 in that stretch.
And the 1-2 pitch. That's chopped on the ground. Up the middle. That's going to be a tough play. Oh, a nice pick up at first base by Pete Alonso for out number 1. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it for sure. So 1 away here in the top of the 7th.
Nice play by McNeil. Needed some help from Alonso. Backhands it to complete it.
Shout out to the 11 though. I greatly appreciate that. If you guys are new, definitely smash the like button. Hit that subscribe when you guys are new. Definitely shout out the content. Every little bit helps to grow the on the way to 1K. And the next up is 700. And the first pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Aaron Judge. And so, hey, can we go back to back, please? It'll be nice to at least have that to tie the game. Shout out to everybody though. I greatly appreciate it. And that misses outside for ball 2, 2-0 on Aaron Judge. Shout out to the 10 people watching the stream right now. I greatly appreciate a tremendous amount of support for these non-affiliate sports streams as well. I do greatly appreciate that. And the 2-0 pitch that's in there for the call strike once. And now it's 2 balls and a strike to Aaron Judge here in the top of the 7th. After DJ LeMahieu grounds out to second for the first out of in the inning. And the 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be a base hit for Judge. Man, I thought that was going to saw him off. Apparently, so now with the 1-out single, and we got the tying run coming to the plate, Anthony Rizzo. Just know how to pull your hands in and hit the ball to the left off your hands.
See that big leg kick? The balance with that leg kick is so quiet and he's so strong. They just gets the bat ahead of the ball. I think that's the impressive thing. Look, you see his size and you think, okay, 40, 50 home runs, I can see that. It's the other stuff, walks, the base hits.
Now we got Anthony Rizzo. My buddy Coach Dante. My buddy Coach Dante is calling the Astros game tonight as well. So, all right. So we get ready for the first pitch for Rizzo. And the first pitch, that's in there at the knees at 95 for strike 1. So no balls and a strike to Anthony Rizzo. I mean, that's no shocker. That misses outside. Hey, man. Hey, look. I'm all for that. I mean, well, I'm already on the back end of this game anyways. We're at the top. We're in the top of the 7th, so we got a couple more innings to work with here before the game is said and done with for the Subway Series. And another throw over to keep Judge close to first base. Goes with Ottavino. Shout out to the 8. Shout out to the 9 though coming in though. Really appreciate it. And also got time called here before the 1-1 pitch is thrown to Anthony Rizzo here with Judge on first base with the 1-out single. And the 1-1 pitch. And Escobar cannot get it to the play. It looked like Judge got a good jump to try to steal second base. Damn. Gotta go over stolen base number 10 for Judge. Shout out to 6 though. Great, appreciate it. And the 1-2 pitch is skipped to the dirt for ball 2 to even to count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Anthony Rizzo.
Judge and Alonso.
And we got time called here. Still a 2-2 count on Rizzo with runner on first. Shout out to the 12 people that's in here. I greatly appreciate that. For those who are tuning in to the top of the 7th, it's still a 5-3 ball game. 2-2 pitch to Rizzo, and that hits him, apparently.
He's headed down to first. Well, our graphic was wrong. That was a 3-2 pitch, not a 2-2 pitch.
Okay, so I guess the
I think so. Unless he was hit by the pitch. He's saying it hit him on the foot, Bob. Well, let's see. Can't tell because now we can, yeah. Hit him on hit the back leg. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it looks like he did get hit.
That's the 15th time he's been hit by a pitch. He is always among the league leaders. Stands close to the plate. Umpires conferring. That's the 193rd time he's been hit in his career.
The call on the field is no hit by pitch. The Yankees are challenging.
All right, Yankees are challenging a no hit by a pitch.
You were right with the count. It was 2-2.
Okay.
Once he said he didn't swing, was it hit me?
Yeah, I saw him head down to first base. Check your count. That clearly hit him. Yeah, the Yankees are going to win this.
All right, shout out the 8 though. Greatly appreciate it.
You know, a guy's nasty when he's starting to swing at a pitch. That hits him in the back foot, but he was able to hold back. After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner was hit by the pitch. The Yankees will retain their challenge.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling they were going to retain it because, I mean, Anthony Rizzo did look like he got hit on the back leg as well. Shout out to the 11 people that's here on the stream. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in as well.
We were able to go 1-2-3 this inning. Maybe not have to face the top of that lineup again. Now they're going to flip it over in the ninth inning, and you're going to see Judge and these guys come up again.
So now it's Gleyber Torres.
And I am still here. I appreciate it, Liam. I really do. And the first pitch misses low for ball 1 to Gleyber Torres.
It's an odd category, but Rizzo is moving up among the all-time leaders in being hit by pitches.
And Gleyber Torres is 0 for 2, also hit by a pitch so far in the game tonight. And out of view, kind of just spins back and just looks Judge back at second base.
He got so far up on the plate, he probably got hit 15 times a year.
A shout out to the 7 people. And Rizzo gets thrown out of second, but however, the Judge goes to third on the double steal. Not the best idea to do a double steal, though. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, the Phillies. Yeah, Phillies are coming to Pittsburgh. So then again, let's see.
High throw. McNeil goes up to get it.
I think Russell got in. Let's see.
It's close.
The hard thing is going to be to see where he tagged him. You're going to have a better angle than that. But what they're
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Just saw him. He's not defended. No.
And he came on for that. Yeah, I saw that. So I think whether he beat it or not.
And it also looked like the one foot was blocked by McNeil.
Shout out to 7 though. So now we got another challenge by the Yankees here.
And all of a sudden that back foot comes off.
But remember, it's got to be conclusive to overturn it.
So we're gonna see what the how they're gonna see what the result's gonna be at this challenge. I think if it were originally it looked like he got in, but if he popped off, man, that's gonna
He might have beat it, but watch that foot.
that back, yeah, it's that front foot that comes off the second base bag. That might
After review, the call on the field stands. Runners out.
yeah. Yep.
It's a good challenge by Aaron, 7th inning. You got the tying run, you take a chance.
And now you got the tie run at the plate now, instead of running in scoring position. So that puts yourself to your back. That's going to set you back a little bit, and that's still much, especially at this point of the game. That's not what you want. And not a problem, man. I mean, shit. I mean, absolutely. And that's in there for a called strike 2. Shout out to the 10 though coming in though. I greatly appreciate that. And the 1-2 pitch. And that's popped up on the infield. Alonso calls everybody off and will make the catch for out number 3. So the Yankees blew another chance to score once again on just poor decision making on the base paths. So bottom 7 we go. It's still a two-run game between the Mets and the Yankees. Look, I get look. I'm all for the double steal, but man, I thought that was at the wrong possible time to do that, in my honest opinion. But if Rizzo was still hang on to the bag, like the situation would have been a lot different than it was, with Torres. And Torres just has not really produced tonight. It hasn't been great for Torres tonight. Shout out to the 9, though. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Shout out to the 8, though. Yeah, so honestly, 31st, I have another MLB game. The Dodgers and Rockies going to go at it at 3:10 first pitch. As well. So you guys don't want to miss out on that as well. All right. Okie dokie. Shout out to the 10 though. I sure appreciate it for still holding 10 plus viewers. I greatly appreciate that. But more than at least six on the from the YouTube side of things. But I greatly appreciate for those who are just. I had a feeling, because like I said, not having Goldschmidt and Arenado was going to hurt the Cardinals, and I can see why. And you can definitely see why that was the case the as well. All right. So bottom 7 we go. It's still a. All right.
Lots of passion in the stands, an interesting game, still up for grabs. But you can't really say it's been a clinic. It hasn't been a well-played game in every respect.
Now, you talked how great the Yankees have been this year base running tonight. 2 mistakes so far that have kind of cost them a little bit. With that being said, you got to tip your hat to Taiwan Walker tonight so far. For him to be able to get through 6 innings, we didn't even know if he was going to get.
Shout out to the 12 though. All right, kid. Goddamn.
The last 7 hitters he faced tonight.
Yeah, fucking.
So as things stand now,
So we got Wandy Peralta now coming on the pitch for the Yankees.
the Yankees to make good use of their remaining 6 outs.
All right, so that means it's got to re-update the scoreboard.
John Franco, all-time Met great,
Still looks in great shape, yeah.
one of the game's best relievers in his day.
That Subway Series is fun to play in. I had a chance
All right.
to 10 play.
Shout out to the 11 total viewers watching the stream right now. I greatly appreciate it as well. For those who are just coming in, going to the bottom of the 7th with the Yankees down 2.
Tomorrow and 2 at Yankee Stadium next month.
And Nito is going to line that first pitch he sees into right for a base hit. Damn. Well, that was quick.
You know, when you talk about a Subway Series, when the term was first coined, that meant the World Series. And from the late 1940s through 1956, there was a Subway Series almost every year.
Yeah.
Yankees were almost always in it. They played the Dodgers 5 times, beat them, 6 times rather, beat them 5, and finally the Dodgers broke through in 1955. It was the Giants after they won the miracle comeback against the Dodgers from 13 and a half down in 1951.
And a thrower just keep Nito close at first because I don't think Nito was going to be a threat to steal anyways.
For the better part of a decade. And at that time, probably more than half the attendees actually did arrive on the subway.
Yeah.
Brandon Nimmo.
And Nimmo fouls that 95-mile-an-hour fastball back for strike 1. So no balls and a strike to Nimmo here. And he is 0 for 3 in tonight's ball game.
Just pile off the 7 train. About half full, then by the 3rd inning, it was full.
And the 4 train that takes you to Yankee Stadium actually could be seen at the old Yankee Stadium. Yeah, you could see it going by.
And that's a pop-up to behind the second base bag. IKF will make the catch for out number 1, or sorry, out number 2, or at 1. God damn it. So it'll be 1 out here and the bottom of the 7th.
As we mentioned when we first came on the air,
So the first time,
which is this particular
both teams have been 20-plus games over 500 entering the Subway Series. First time since August 23rd, 2015. Both teams have sole possession of first place, but both teams have never had 100-plus win seasons. That's crazy. So now we got Starling Marte. Now he's 2 for 3, and that's chopped on the ground to down. So that's a 5-4-3 double play. So an easy inning from Peralta going into the coming out of the Yankee bullpen. So top of the 8th we go. So the Yankees got 3 more outs to work with after the 8th. All right. Shout out to the 8th, though. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate everybody coming in. Okay. Shout out to the 9, though. I greatly appreciate it for those who are just coming in. Right now, we're going to the top of the 8th with the Yankees, like I said, still down 2 because Jordan Montgomery just did not have it. Just to put it bluntly. Yeah, boy. Shout out to the 11, though. Really appreciate everybody still sticking with me at 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock on the West. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate it a lot, though. Really do. All right. All right. So now we got Matt Carpenter, so we got Matt Carpenter, Josh Donaldson, and Aaron Hicks, the scheduled hitters for the Yankees here in the top of the 8th. And yeah, the Yankees got to get something going because they're running out of chances. And the first pitch, that's swung and miss for strike 1 from Adam Ottavino. And Carpenter hits it to shallow center, and Nim was going to have the easy catch for out number 1. Yeah, and just And that's swung and a miss for strike 1. From Josh Donaldson. Shout out to the 12, though. Greatly appreciate that. So 0 for 3 goes Josh Donaldson. A 226 average net. And that pitch misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Donaldson. Here in the top of the 8th against Adam Ottavino. All right, that's already 21 pitches thrown by Ottavino so far in any of the third innings pitched so far up to this point. And the 1 more pitch. That's in there. Look at a good-looking sinker at 94 right down the middle. And the 1-2 pitch. That misses outside for ball 2. Counts like even 2 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Donaldson here. But shout out to the 14. That's and that misses way outside for ball 3. So 3-2 on Josh Donaldson. So yeah, Diaz now kind of slightly tossing in the Mets bullpen. All right. And here comes the 3-2 pitch from Ottavino. That's chopped to the ground to the third. To Escobar will make an easy play to first base for out number 2. All right.
You know, Surrey is amazing. But if you've got to ask who leads MLB in home runs, you're not really a baseball fan. You're not paying attention. This is rudimentary knowledge.
So he shot at the 12, though. Greatly appreciate it. And the first pitch to Hicks misses inside for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes. To Adam Ottavino from to Aaron Hicks, I should say. And I forgot to fix the strikeout counter. I didn't realize the Ottavino does have no strikeouts. Okay, dokie. And 2/3. Shout out to the 10, though. And the 1-0 pitch misses upstairs for ball 2, 2-0 on Aaron Hicks. With 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Because, like I said, the Yankees are running out of chances at the same time. And the 2-0 pitch. That's the one to miss first strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike to Aaron Hicks, who's still ahead in the count, though. Took a huge hack at it and completely whiffed on the fastball right down the middle. Oh, boy.
You know, it's very clear that there are times in a game where the most important 3 outs, maybe the most important single out, we've been on base, and the most dangerous hitter at the plate is not in the 9th inning.
And the 2-1 pitch. That's low for 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Aaron Hicks. Already down with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Now you got Edwin Diaz and Illumina in the Mets bullpen coming into maybe pitch for the top of the 9th. And the 3-1 pitch misses inside for ball 4. So Hicks draws out a 2-out walk. Okay, so the Yankees get a base runner here. Obviously, at the worst possible time, you could definitely do that, especially with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Damn. Shout out to 14, though. I greatly appreciate that. All right, so now... Yankees. Oh, of course, they got Joey Gallo coming in to pinch hit. Oh, goody. All right, so looks like see what Buck's gonna do. All right, so it looks like we're getting Edwin Diaz to come and pitch for the Mets. Of course, Joey Gallo is now coming in as a pinch hitter. Jesus. All right, who's damn. Shout out to the 13, though. Still sticking with me, though. I greatly appreciate that. So let's see. So I was going to pinch hit for Kiner Falefa. So Jesus. So Joey Gallo coming to pinch hit for Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Shout out to the 15, though. I greatly appreciate that. For those who are still sticking around, though, I greatly appreciate that. Really greatly appreciate that a lot, though. Oh boy. So bring the closed room with 2 outs here on the top of the 8th. And not an ideal situation, but at the time, if you need a call for it, then so be it. Shout out to the 18, though. So right now we're going into still here at the top of the 8th. We have a pitching change. So obviously, Ottavino is done. And now we got Edwin Diaz now coming on to pitch for the New York Mets. All right. And then obviously, Joey Gallo is announced as a pinch hitter for IKF, who's going to be hitting in the spot in the number 8 spot in the lineup for the New York Yankees. Shout out to the 19 people, though. I greatly appreciate that. So 40 games for Edwin Diaz, 21 to 24 in seek opportunities, a 1.60 ERA in 39 in the third innings pitch. Now, I will say that I think the kind of season that Diaz is having, it kind of reminds me of the kind of season he had during with his time in Seattle. You know, we had that 150 save season, which is crazy in itself. Shout out to 16, though. Really appreciate it for those who are just sticking with me. That's disgusting. The first pitch is in there at 100 miles an hour with the belt. That's 162 average, 12 homers, 24 RBIs, 631 OPS for Joey Gallo. Yankees fans, I thought, man, when you gotta realize, like, Joey Gallo, he swings at a slider that misses at 90 miles an hour for strike 2. If he strikes out, I'm not going to be surprised. I really am not. Now we got no balls and 2 strikes on Gallo. Just one more with a fat. Oh, surprisingly, a backdoor slider, and Gallo does not chase. Rarity. So career against Joey Gallo against Diaz, he's 1 for 9 with an RBI, 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. Good Lord. Man, how bad do you have to be and suck? And at this stage of your career, though, that's crazy. That misses outside at 91 on the back. Another backdoor slider for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Joey Gallo, which is, wow, that's crazy. Well, that ain't surprising. The dude's an easy out. Like since leaving Texas, he has not been the same. Swinging and a miss, strike 3, down goes Gallo. And like I said, I am not surprised he strikes out swinging. So bottom 8 we go, with the Mets still up 5-3. All right, bottom 8 we go. Shout out to 13, though. That's it here in the stream. I agree. Just tuning in. If you come in, towards because we're getting ready towards the end here. We're obviously got to do another half inning at the bottom of the 8th and get ready for the top of 9th. And like I said, the Mets, or the Yankees, or I should say, are running out of chances to score runs, because the only 3 runs he came on was the ground out to third, which scored Aaron Hicks, which was the 3rd run, but he had also back-to-back solo home runs with Judge and Rizzo. Unfortunately, as good, and the Mets pretty much answered back, and pretty much this is where we're at score-wise, pretty much ever since then. It's been a tough one for the Yankees. And the fact that Joey Gallo is still on the team is sheesh. Because for me, this is where I will kind of would just let's say, if obviously with Joey Gallo not being productive, for me, I would just DFA his ass. I'm sorry, it's getting to the point where when's enough is basically where we're at when it comes to the with Joey Gallo, because at this point Joey Gallo I think should just hang it up, because the dude has not been the best. All right. So right now we're at 10-14 though. Oh damn, that's not what I wanted to do. Shout out to the 13, though. I greatly appreciate for those who are still staying around with me. I really do appreciate that, though. What the hell? So Jordan Montgomery went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, struck out 3. So now we got Marlon Gonzalez to play shortstop for IKF.
Albert Abreu.
And I got Abreu to come on to pitch.
Close. Give the Yanks a crack at it in the ninth.
That was some good relievers down there for the Yankees. 0.05. Facing the heart of this order, though.
That's in there for a called strike 1. 99 at the knees. That is disgusting. Shout out to the 13 that is in here, though. I greatly appreciate it. I know we've been fluctuating many different viewers or something like that as well.
He just looked at could be a thing of the past as soon as next year.
And that's chopped up. Gonzalez behind the second and cannot make the play. So that's going to be an infield hit for Jose Francisco Lindor, I should say. My apologies.
Now, of course, when someone says what I just said, it's not a criticism of the shift, because if the data didn't back it up, then more often than not, the shift would deny the base hit, then they wouldn't do it.
Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in tonight. I greatly appreciate that.
I think there's data that backs that up, but also at the same time, how is my pitcher pitching? He's throwing 97, the ball running away.
So now we got Pete Alonso, the first baseman coming up, with Abreu reaching on an infield single.
The shifts and what they've done at different times in different areas, but I also think there's a time where you can kind of soften the shifts if you got a guy, throwing like this.
Alonso's 2 for 2 with a walk. His first inning double.
Oh, boy.
Provided his 83rd RBI.
And that's in there at 100 for strike 1. So no balls on a strike to Pete Alonso here.
Daniel Vogelbach, newly acquired from the Pirates, is now in the on-deck circle.
And now Daniel Vogelbach now on deck as a pinch hitter.
He's going to bat for Canada.
And Alonso lines into the center field for a base hit. So back-to-back base hits.
Alonso now 3 for 3 with a walk.
What a 90 start off with a double on the changeup.
So Daniel Vogelbach now coming up.
Second batted now, 2. Bullets up the middle. Pitcher's running in and pulls those hands in beautifully. We talked on the pregame for them to hold the brakes off the limit of it. They need Alonso to have a big second half. So far tonight, reached all 4 times.
All right. Shout out to 10, though.
Another trip to the mound for the pitching coach, Matt Flake.
So yeah, the pitching coach now coming up, and we got still nobody.
This is just to consult because, as you say, nobody throwing in the pen.
It's kind of been more and more what's been done now with the pitch hitter coach. You go out there and make sure you're on the same page on what the game plan is.
Meanwhile, Daniel Vogelbach, there you see him, listed as 6 feet tall and 270 pounds. Usually used as a pinch hitter, occasionally as a DH. His only full season came in 2019 with Seattle, the only time he got the equivalent of a full season's worth of at-bats. He hit just 208, but he had 30 home runs and 92 walks.
Damn, that's crazy.
This year, hit just 218.
Most likely, they look like they're going to be set up for a double play, despite the fact that they might sacrifice a double play while the runner goes to third, advance on third to third. And that's in there for a call at 100 miles an hour for a strike 1, so no balls in a strike.
With 12 homers and slugging .532, so there's a role for him here.
Like you just said, the DH for the Mets has hit 218 with not a lot of power.
And the 0-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner, called strike 2.
I don't know if he'll have an opportunity to show
Mm.
You'd be surprised.
Shout out to the 8 people, though, coming in. I greatly appreciate that.
He can move around the bases.
Don't let him fool you.
The 0-2 from
And the 0-2
Abreu.
pitch.
Well,
That's swung and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Vogelbach. One away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Tough pinch hit coming off the bench as you get a punt for tailing away.
Despite the strikeout, Vogelbach is a happy man. Nothing against Pittsburgh. They got a beautiful ballpark, good fans, but not a contender. Here he is with a team that's in first place. Subway Series. He was really enthusiastic. Boy, this is just awesome atmosphere.
And think about it. He got his opportunity. He made the most of it, put up some numbers, and now he's in a pennant race.
Escobar had a homer in the first. Since then, he's flat out twice.
All right. So now it's a 1-0 count on Escobar. He is 1 for 3, and we got time called here.
It was 4-2 after 1. It was 5-2 after 3. The Yankees got a run on the top of the fourth to make it 5-3, and the score hasn't budged since then.
That's chopped on the ground. Foul.
For the Yankees in the ninth, Trevino at the bottom of the order, then LeMahieu at the top, and then Judge. And Rizzo if anybody gets on.
Man, I think the Yankees, their one thought might be if they get out of this. It's been a little bit of a long inning already, though. Diaz has been sitting a while. Is he going to come out with that same stuff you saw last inning?
And we got a pickoff attempt.
I'm used to sitting for 15, 20 minutes.
Diaz strikes me as imperturbable, though.
Like he didn't care yet. Let's sit right now.
And that's popped foul. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Or Eduardo Escobar. Shout out to the 8 people, though. Greatly appreciate that. All right. And the 1-2 pitch misses way outside of 101
And the count evens.
for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Eduardo Escobar with Jeff McNeil now on deck. He is 0 for 3. McNeil also 0 for 3 this evening as well for the New York Mets. And the pitch. That's swung and a miss for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts goes Abreu.
So the first 2 reached, the next 2 struck out.
Okay.
Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
So now McNeil, he's flat out 3 times.
So McNeil 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts. Okay, that's interesting. Not say interesting, but that's going to be very unfortunate, I should say.
And that 2 for 31 dive has cost him.
And that's misses for ball 1.
From 317 down to 290.
He's a tinker, and sometimes when you get little ruts like this, you start trying a lot of different things. Bob, you go on the cage one day, this feels good, and then you take the game.
Shout out to 10, though. And here comes the 1-0 pitch from Abreu. That's clips the bottom part of the zone from strike 1. So 1 ball and a strike to Jeff McNeil.
Well, you get those calls. Instead of being 2-0, it's 1-1.
Shaking the head, the body language tells you McNeil is feeling it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, the strike zone has been consistently changing throughout this entire game. That misses for ball 2. 2-2. to Jeff McNeil here in the top bottom of the eighth, I should say. And the 2-1 pitch. That skips in the dirt. Gets by the Trevino. Well, that's going to be a wild pitch. So both runners will advance to second and third on the play.
Even though McNeil's struggling, I wonder if 3-1 if they put him on.
Yeah, I hope so, because I think you're getting ready towards the top of the order. Because now, I mean, the Mets already brought in Diaz, and yeah, you're lucky you weren't here to see Gallo strike his ass out. So it is what it is. And the 3-1 pitch, and that's gonna drop in for a base hit. So 1 run will score, and Alonso will stop at second. So that's gonna be a 2-out RBI hit for. So it's 6-3. I guess maybe they'd find their manager. I guess Sean Montoya was not doing anything right for them. So I don't know. That's your guess as good as mine. All I know is at least let me check the other scores around the league. So I wouldn't be surprised if my Phillies dropped game 2 of the Braves series in Philadelphia. Because apparently we can't get nothing going. And yeah, it looks like we dropped game 2. And I'm not surprised. Because this team, the Phillies, has been inconsistent for years. So Davis is going to get pinch hit. Luis Guillorme now coming on the pinch hit for J.D. Davis. And that misses low for ball once, 1 ball, and no strikes. Of course, Kelly Jansen. Of course, every time when Nola fucking pitches, we can't do nothing for him. All right. And the 1-0 pitch. That's fouled off at 99, right down the chute. So, yeah, I'm with you, Liam, because I'm really getting tired of the Phillies constantly lose. Like, it's this roller coaster of a season. It's really not good for my emotions and my mental sanity. Jesus. And we got time called here with the count 1 ball, 1 strike to Luis Guillorme. Now with the Yankees down 3. And the pitch. That misses in the dirt for ball 2. I mean, only one team I know I can still watch and cheer on, and that's probably the Chicago Cubs. At least when they lose, they actually sometimes lose with dignity, and sometimes they actually know how to win games when they really matter. But the Phillies, on the other hand, not so much. That's chopped on the ground to short or third base. Donaldson with a play to first, and that's going to end it here in the top of the 8th, end of the bottom of the 8th. However, the Mets get another run on an RBI single by Jeff McNeil. Damn. So top 9th we go. Yeah, shout out the nine. Shout out to the 9 viewers, though. I greatly appreciate for those who are still sticking with me. Oh, that's tough. See the Mariners. I don't mind. At least it's not a division rival. I will say that much. I can definitely see that because, unfortunately, if you do want to root for the Braves, obviously, like I said, my Phillies did drop Game 2 because, granted, when Noah pitches well, we completely just disappear. Nothing really changes. All right, top of the ninth we go. Last chance for the Yankees to at least get something going. Because if not, I know it's not going to hurt the Yankees in the AL East, but yeah, I could imagine the. Yes, I could imagine Liam, and take it from me. We haven't been in the postseason since 2011, and I understand the sentiment. And Trevino in the top of the order for the Yankees.
I wonder how he would respond coming out after a long inning. Fired 2 fastballs right in there.
Jankowski moves into play left. They hit for count in the 8th.
And that's misses way outside for ball 1.
Jankowski's real speeds are often used as a pinch runner. In this situation, asked to wear the glove for what Showalter hopes will just be 3 outs.
That's once you pitch chopped on the ground, that's going to be a tough play. And that's going to be an infield base hit for Jose Trevino.
Some catchers might not have beat that. Trevino did. He began his career as actually an All-American in college as a third baseman.
That pretty good speed getting down there. Escobar did everything he could. Good defensive. Third baseman.
Okay.
No chance.
Well, that's one way to get started. Now we got DJ LeMahieu up. Talent to face Edwin Diaz. And the pitch is on the outside corner. Called strike 1. So 0 for 4 goes DJ LeMahieu, but he does have an RBI so far in the ball game. Yep, obviously back in the 4th. And the 0-1 pitch. And whew, you were talking about tying somebody up inside. There you do it. And the 0-2 pitch. And that's 100 out of the zone. Still no balls and 2 strikes to DJ LeMahieu. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away here in the top of the 9th. Yeah, I mean, and Trevino, and surprised Trevino can run. Man, it's just like LeMahieu is lost. Now that's and just 0 for 5 for DJ. That's unlike him. And now I got Judge not coming up. And the pitch. That's 100 and fouls it straight back for strike one. So 2 for 3. Good. It goes for Aaron Judge tonight. And that's swung and missed for strike 2 and 100. No balls and 2 strikes here. Mm-hmm. And the pitch. That's chopped up the middle. And that's going to be off of Diaz. So that's going to be so Judge reaches on. Oof. Woo. Yeah, just whoop. Oh God. So Judge got lucky. So now we got runners on first and second with only 1 out with the tying run and with Anthony Rizzo coming up with 2, which is a 3-run shot would be great just to shut the Mets up. So no, that's going to shut down Citi Field if that were the case. And chops a slider foul for strike 1. So no balls in the strike to Anthony Rizzo. He's also 2 for 3 with a solo home run so far in tonight's ball game. Shout out to the 7 though. And that's in the outside corner. Call strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch. And Anthony Rizzo goes down swinging. So that's strikeout number total 3 for Edwin Diaz. Good Lord.
An infield hit and an error of his own. So no hard contact. Couldn't check on the 100-mile-per-hour heater that was outside the zone.
So now we got Gleyber Torres. He does not have a hit as well. And that's in there for call strike 1. Oh for 3 for Gleyber Torres. Not great. And the 0-1 pitch. This is outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike with Matt Carpenter now on deck. And the 1 more pitch. And that's chopped foul. So Yankees down to the last strike here. Oh, boy. And that's 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Yankees completely fold here against the New York Mets in Game 1 of the Subway Series. So both teams finished with 10 hits apiece, and so the Yankees dropped Game 1 by the final score of 3-6, 6-3, I should say, against the Mets. You know, I mean, like I said, Jordan Montgomery is not the guy you want to rely on almost 100% of the time, based on the fact that the dude is just he's iffy. And obviously, I know he just did not. It's just one of those clunkers a lot of times pitchers will have from time to time, and it's not. I don't know. It's hard to describe of just sometimes if a pitcher doesn't have it, it just doesn't really work out well as you would hope. But other than that, the fact of the matter is, like I said, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got Domingo Herman going for you tomorrow, Keith, taking on Max Scherzer, and yeah, and we're gonna see how that goes. If I were not working tomorrow, I would definitely do that game for sure. But unfortunately, life happens. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my another coverage of myself covering the New York Yankees live on the Philly Sports Talk podcast as well. Because obviously, like I said, being a Phillies fan really kind of turned me away of doing Phillies baseball games, because let's be real, they've been inconsistent the last 12 years or 11 years, soon to be 11 years if nothing goes well. But that's here nor there. But if you guys are new, definitely smash the like button, hit that subscribe when you guys are new. I will definitely see you guys on Thursday for another episode of the Phillies Talk podcast, and also early Thursday afternoon, 12:35 first pitch between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. You guys don't want to miss that as well. But with that being said, this is Robert from the Philly Sports Talk podcast. No, I mean, I hope the Yankees get them next time. But that being said, have a good night, guys.